Всем привет! Продолжаем проходить Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Сегодня попроходим дополнительные квестики. Может, наконец-таки вернемся к еврейским этим бандитам, которые пытаются Лихтенштейна найти. Вообще посмотрим, как сегодня пойдет. Я по поводу квестов, которые вот не получается взять, посмотрел, погуглил, так скажем. И, насколько я могу судить, какой-то баг иногда происходит, что квесты просто не берутся. Да, у нас сейчас как раз этот квесты каменщиков. И что-то еще было. Мне даже интересно, что у нас там еще осталось. Дневник. Угу. Ну да, дурная репутация — это отдать этот... Отдать топор. Отправиться по утру. Дождаться встречи совета. Это пару дней потерпеть, чтобы узнать, что там с баней. Но это потом еще разберемся.
Good morning, Townies. I see you have the stand with you.
Of course. That's what it's all about, man. We've already had it blessed by the local priest.
What? You didn't even wait for me?
Don't worry. You're not missing out. We still have a long way and 2 more churches to go.
Ah, got it. A nice walk through town, eh?
Aye, you could say so.
You must be the champion marksman, Anton Kaspar, right?
That I am. And I swear as long as I'm shooting, the striped Tonys will never lose their competition.
Are you really that good?
Well, this year is just my 2nd competition. But I won last year.
Old Lazar used to be our top marksman, but his eyes gave out.
Так. Святошами. Зачем надо освещать Горняцкую хоругвь?
Why do you consecrate?
Я слово хоругвь слышал только во втором
It's a
Ведьмаке.
local pitman's tradition.
Aye, every year before the shoot first, the different pit teams go around to their churches. Like Francie says, tradition.
Interesting custom. We don't have anything like that back home.
Why, aye, interesting and sometimes a wee bit wild. We have to watch out for the saints.
Let's go, Maris. We can crack on the way. First, we'll go to the upper church of the Virgin Mary, and then to the church of St. George. And we have to make it before dark. Otherwise, we're out of luck.
What have they actually hewed at the course down in the bottom row?
We got an opening our meat, but the windlass broke loose, so the carpenters have to make a new one.
Ah, it'll be a week before we can gang hewing again. To hell with the pit. Better to hear some crack from you, Henry.
So, tell us, Mara, where are we going with that stang of yours?
You're crocking there like us, man.
Инжриху выучил Горняцкий.
Join us in the pit soon, eh?
Need pit for him. He's like to break his arm with a kebble.
Aye, I'll ding his head on the rock, eh?
I don't understand you much, but as far as dangerous work goes, I reckon you two are experts, eh?
That's what this is all about, but every year before the shoot fest, all the pit crews get their stangs blessed in the churches, so the mound gives us silver and nothing bad happens.
And also for the shooting to go well.
I wonder who the Lord favours in shooting then, eh?
Why, aye, that's as plain as day, but the best shot, of course.
Are you a good shot, Anton?
Do you think Vlak would let him compete if he wasn't?
And what if Preng wins?
He'd have to be completely blind and crippled too. You'll be weeping his way home like last year. And I'm not afraid of Gaffer Henslin from Gang. He may know how to shoot, but he's not the youngest and he lacks speed.
I don't know Hensley. Is he good?
Aye, he's not a bad bloke, but we haven't gang near gang much.
Hold your water, Franzi. He's the one who convinced my pa about the new scene.
Aye, but the catch is, Henslin was right about that.
About what?
Never mind. We shouldn't be talking shop here.
Что там по турниру? Ага, Горняцкую жизнь, давайте.
But tell me, how's it going down in the pit? How many of you Tonys are actually there?
Hard to say. We go by shifts, and each shift has the men it needs.
But not every yakker in St. Anthony's is one of the Tonys. There's snakers, wallowers, marras working out by, hauling the rock up the bank.
Касты внутри каст.
Whatever the devil that means.
Поговорить с Антоном.
So far, so good, eh? Not a saint in sight.
Hey, bother. They've probably got other problems.
How do you mean?
Nothing. Just that you don't need to bother your head. And where's that local
Ну, они в
priest
параллель
at?
тоже гадят.
Who knows? Maybe still in bed, eh?
Одни другим гадят, другие третьим, и так по кругу.
I've got an idea. A real canny one. We have a bit of time, so we could get the saints back for pinching our stang and play a wee prank on them at their tavern.
What? I thought consecrating the stang was a serious matter. At least Black seemed solemn enough yesterday.
How we, man? We'll show the saints we're no feared of them. Vlad doesn't even have to find out.
I'm for it. The tavern is right around the corner, and there won't be many people there right now. But above all, Francie, no stealing.
Of course, we won't pinch nothing. On the contrary, we'll give them a wee gift for their tavern. Yesterday, I took 6's braes, and I'll tell you, man, they're reet minging.
Aha! So it's not your feet that stink here.
Why did you take them, Butts?
Why, aye. Best thing would be to hang them from the window of the saints' tavern instead of their banner.
That'd be a laugh. They'll know we've been there and yucked their pizzles good and proper. What do you think, Henry? Can you manage that?
Почему сами не
Go there
пойдете?
yourselves.
Not at all.
And what about Frank?
I know all the yakkers from the saints, so it'll be better if I watch the door outside and give you a whistle if need be.
Окей.
I'll do it. So you see I'm not a stick in the mud.
Why, aye. Quick and careful, then.
Here's the bridge.
Stop.
The pole with the pulley sticking from the loft into the street.
Good luck, then. When it's done, I'll meet you across the street from the tavern.
Вывесить портки.
Excuse me?
Окей. Сделаем. Опять тут драка.
Christ, I don't have the whole day for you. No, you don't.
Мне пока туда нельзя. А это значит, одеваемся в темное.
You can't stand up to this.
What's that noise? That's quite enough. Maybe some more salt.
Опа. Использовать лестницу. Быстренько вывесим грязные портки. Ну куда ж пиндомками без квестов про какашки.
This window with the beam. This'll do.
Целый охотничий лук. Заберем. Еще и стрелы возьмем. Крепеж украсть. Повесить подштанники. Хе-хе.
What a sight. Sixer's stinky brays hanging proud. Can't be overlooked.
Тут спуститься можно. О, и тут спуститься можно. Замечательно. Перелезем и побежали. И в доспехе. Чтобы если вдруг начнется драка, мы уже были ко всему готовы. Ну, а ребятки нас уже ждут. О. Вот это флаг.
back from the tavern, mates.
Maras, man. Here we say Maras.
And how'd it go, eh?
All done. The Brays are getting an airing. It's just too bad the Saints won't appreciate how nice and right they are from that height.
Not so. I can already see a swarm of flies.
I didn't expect it to go so smoothly.
Give it a rest. You didn't have to get up there. And it wasn't easy.
For sure. A canny
Ну да.
job, kidder.
Если б не наши навыки
How funny they
скрытности,
look hanging there.
их бы пролезли.
Of course, but we'd better get out of here, eh?
I got a bit droopy somehow. How about stopping at our tavern in Goroде?
Aye, couldn't hurt to go for an ale. What do you say, Henry?
Shouldn't we first finish the rounds and bless the stand?
Nearby that, it's along the way.
That's true. The Saints wouldn't dare come into our tavern. Let's go, lads. Christ, I'm droopy as fuck.
Aye, I can't wait. Can it go wrong with a beer?
Пиво это
Like I
хорошо.
said, finally a good idea.
I knew you wouldn't let us down. Too bad you don't want to join us in the mine.
Не, горняцкое дело это опасно. Не только что приводить может, но в принципе там здоровья никакого. Трубочисты. О, драка. В общем, трубочистые горняки это очень опасное дело.
You're winching up shit. Gone and kick at the prank we played at your inn.
Was?
Aye, we decorated it real canny for you.
Gott, ihr Schweine. You won't walk out of here.
The saints stink like brocks, with wee little cocks.
Ah, ich schlage dir die Fresse ein. Have it then, lads.
You're in for an arse, you piece of shit. Come on then!
Я перчаточками металлическими настучим. -1.
I'll be done with you in a flash. You'll pay for that. No, you don't. He doesn't know which way is up.
Одного из наших уже положили.
You won't get me.
Второго тоже положили. Слабоваты рудокопы.
Damn, that was a hell of a fight. But we won. Hey, Henry, let's go to our tavern before the catchfolds get here.
Следовать. Пошли, пошли. Второй сейчас тоже уже поднимается.
I apologize. And to you.
I'm sorry.
It happens.
А второй хоть за нами бежит.
Go next time.
Не, я его не вижу. Слишком сильно потрепало, что ли, его. Где-то запутался в ногах.
My respects.
Ну... А, все, второй в катсцене появился.
Such a nice and peaceful stroll. How you doing, Anton?
I'm all butterfang, man. But we won the brawl. That's the main thing.
Them cunts ended up worse.
Ну да.
But I got dunched up. I reckon all my ribs are broke.
So I see. For a moment, I was almost worried about you.
Ah, nee fash about me. When Tess sees you've been brawling, she's gonna pull your leggies up to
Я
your
не знаю, на
head.
каком они суржике, конечно, говорят, но звучит
Why,
не
aye.
забавно.
That Tess of mine is a wonderful lass.
She hardly deserves you.
Enough of that. She can't find out about this, right?
That'll be a bit difficult, since half the city saw the brawl.
So what? Just deny it. That always helps. But you're worried, Anton, right? Since you're meeting your Tess tonight, eh?
Why, aye. Her pa has a guild meeting, so the coast should be clear.
So, what did you get?
Get what?
A gift? What did you get her? It's her birthday, isn't it?
Huh?
Wait, you don't mean to tell me you forgot?
Девки собрался, а подарок вообще про день рождения забыл.
Oh, fuck.
God, I knew I was missing something. Because of the procession, I completely forgot about her birthday.
Forgetting to get your girl a gift. That's what I call serious trouble.
Сквозь шлем нужно научиться пить.
Easy, Anton. We'll think of something.
I like what? I have to stay with the stang, and after that brawl, we have to lay low for a while anyway, before going to St. George's. And then it'll be too late to look for a gift.
Ah, heat up. We'll surely figure
Ну,
something
за
out.
подарком сейчас я,
What do you think,
получается,
Henry?
пойду.
What does your Tess actually like, Anton?
Like any woman, nice clothes, perfumes, going for walks, roses.
Good enough. The roses and perfume are interesting. We can work with that.
Where can we get fresh roses?
Where they're rarer than silver in this town, but there's a few gardens hereabouts. Most of them are well watched, but I know of one garden
В
in
Эдемский
the
сад.
cobbler's quarter
Сейчас
by the
полезем.
walls. The house in front of it's locked, but if you can certainly get into the garden somehow.
Wait, does that mean you'll help, Anton?
And why don't you go?
Sorry, but the saints lick me good. I'm so banged up I can hardly...
Да, да, да.
Of
Ладно,
course.
поможем.
I'll be happy to help a friend. And there's nothing horrible about getting some flowers or perfume.
Good on you, Mim. Give you a decent five for it.
What kind of perfume does Tess like?
She keeps gunning on about some perfume her neighbour Else, but careful. I think Else is a little jealous of Tess.
Где мне это
Where can I
искать?
find Elsa?
That's simple. She lives in a house on the upper market. She's the daughter of your Lynn, the cobbler.
I'll go and get Tess a gift and be right back.
Grand. We'll wait here for you, but don't take too long so we can still...
Да, 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 последнюю церковь.
Excuse me.
Так. Во-первых, одеваемся в стиль. Правда, нам сейчас нужно узнавать у дамы, какими духами она пользуется. Во-вторых, умываемся. Попрет. И теперь побежали раздобыть духи. Вот отсюда. Ну давай вот отсюда. Как раз вот сначала цветы нарвем, и оттуда потом уже пойдем. Ну, как раз этот класс выполним и узнаем, что там у Бетты. Как раз встреча совета прошла. А раз мы идем воровать, то нужна темная одежда.
Excellent. Here's that garden. Now, how do I get in?
Мы сюда уже пробирались. Замочек не впервые скрывать нам этот. Во-во-во-во-во. Что у него?
I made it. Roses like that would please any woman. They smell so lovely. And now back to the miners, so they don't think I blew them off.
Хорошо, что прокачан навык, а то бы сейчас нарвались на этого садовника. Вот и все. Теперь одеваемся по стилю, чтобы красиво выглядеть. Нам сейчас же с дамой говорить.
Nice and slow.
Хотя было проще просто минту взять, которую мы сами же сварили. Но нет, мы лишь особенные.
Whoa!
It's hard to find an honest trader.
О. Эльза и Йолин. Сохранимся.
Was ist los?
I just need a little favor from you.
О, я алхимик.
My name is Henry, and I've just come to town. I'm interested in alchemy, and I heard that you have some wonderful perfume with secrets yet unplumbed.
So? Wirklich? Is that really what they say?
Certainly. And you really do smell wonderfully. It's cinnamon, isn't it?
Ah, richtig. And can you guess the rest of the secret?
Well, I'd like to, but for that, I would require a phial of your perfume. Of course, I would gladly pay you for it, my lovely lady.
Nein. Keep your money. I want to know if you can really guess what's in my perfume. Schließlich habe ich nichts zu verlieren.
Что,
If you fail,
посмотрим, насколько хорошо
nothing
прокачали.
lost. And otherwise, someone else would soon discover the secret anyway.
An interesting offer. Let's see how I do.
Here's a file. Und viel Glück, my young little alchemist.
Все, раздобыли духи. Что это за духи вообще? Женские духи с исключительно необычным ароматом. Эх, жалко, что нельзя рецептик получить. Было бы вообще хорошо. Ну, справились благодаря нашей предыдущей прокачке. Теперь включать или не нужно? Где моя лошадка?
Easy, good horse.
Occasionally.
Блин, даже время нельзя посмотреть, когда ты на лошади. Ведь через карту можно. Не хватает часов. Часы можно узнать только вот. Пацаны, вам помогли?
Tess,
Он нажрался, что ли, уже?
Tess, the lass of my
Ага,
heart,
даже
the
полуденник.
bonniest lassie.
Franzi, what the blazes is going on here?
Good you're here, Henry. Do you have that gift?
Да.
Here it is. Tess should like it.
Grand. I told Anton you wouldn't let him down. Here's something for your help. I'm sure it'll come in handy.
Well, fine. Thanks. But what's up with Anton?
Anton was afraid you weren't coming and that Tess would dump him tonight, so he had a few beers. And first he drank for thirst, and then for courage, and finally for grief.
Have you gone mad? I run all over town, and you sit here boozing.
Hold on, friend. I'm not drunk. I'll explain everything.
Go on then.
Look,
Пошел
it's a
в
long
историю.
story.
Алкаши.
It's filthy again.
I've got time.
Damn it.
Go ahead and talk.
Anton isn't poor. He's only a miner because he was forced to, and because he had terrible luck. His father put all his money into opening a new mine. Except then Sigismund came and the miners were afraid they wouldn't make a profit.
Отец
Wait.
Антонио.
His father is a miner.
Краеводец, правда.
Fortunately, he was. He had a stroke when Sigismund came to town.
Well, what am I supposed to make of that?
The miners didn't want to dig a new shaft because they were afraid that Sigismund would cancel the concession and they wouldn't make a profit. Except old Anton had to put all his money into it. And when he heard, it floored him. And he never recovered.
So it's Sigismund's fault.
Why, aye. As long as that Hungarian horde is here, they won't be digging any
Ну
new
да, их
silver.
просто отожмут.
And what does that have to do with Tess?
Her father, Linnart, is a well-respected burgher. And he has already betrothed Tess to Anton.
So what's the problem?
Just that Anton doesn't have any money for the dowry. And now Linnart is looking for a better match for his daughter.
All right, but what are we going to do now? We have to finish the procession, right?
Нажраться
But what
туда
about our
зачем?
champion drinker? How will he shoot tomorrow? And how's he going to make it to the last church like this?
I wouldn't worry about the shooting. You don't know miners. He'll snap out of it in a few hours. Worse, we'll be getting him to the church of St. George so he can take the oath in front of priest Tobias.
Fine.
Excellent, lad. And can you manage it?
Прокачаем силу.
Certainly better than you. God, why am I such a do-gooder?
It's settled then. I'll take care of the stang, you take care of Anton. Now just have to make sure we can still catch Father Tobias at the church.
Алкашня.
Careful now.
God,
I'm
so heavy.
as a herring.
I swear, if
Watch-
you
watch
puke
out
on
for
me,
my belly.
I'll break
I'll
both
puke
your
all
arms.
over you.
It's not far from
And
here
that'll
to
be
the
the
St.
end of
George's
it.
Kirk. But get a move on so we can get out of tune. The saints will surely leave us alone if we can get past the walls. And don't worry, I know Father Tobias. He's a canny bloke. Everything will be fine, you'll see.
Ну-ну.
Damn it, Francie. Just explain one thing to me.
What? What are you getting on about?
When it comes to boozing,
Look,
he's all
what's really going on with Anton and Tess?
I just told you a while ago. Tess's father is a reputable cobbler, and Anton's just a young yucker.
So what? That's obvious, right? No reason to suddenly get shit-faced.
That's exactly his bad luck. Anton's not poor. He inherited a house from his father, who arranged the marriage years ago with Tess's pa, Linnart.
I love Tess more.
So what's the problem?
Chink me mara, coin. Before he died, Anton's father sunk all his money into digging a new opening.
Like a new mine shaft?
Aye, they say they hit a new seam in gang.
And what about the silver?
The seam's really there, man. But with Sigismund's breathing down their necks, they can't keep hewing, if you know what I mean.
So, Anton has wealth, but he has to wait until Sigismund leaves.
Ну да. Владелец
You
шахт,
got the gist of
который
it.
не
The
работает.
poor fella has to wait until Ginger fucker gans to hell. Only in the meantime, Linnart's looking for a new bridegroom for Tess. Ah, bitch, a double cross.
What about you, Francie? Do you have a girl?
Plenty. 3 for each finger, even. What lass would want me, eh? A poor orphan with his toes sticking out of his boots.
A miner has to make some money, right?
And what of it? You know how much food costs here
Неплохо
and everything
зарабатывать и
else?
умирать молодыми.
Here in the city, grocery only goes so far. Not like in some village.
And the main thing is not to drink it all away, right?
Hold your water, lad. You're on thin ice here. You know what it's like to go down in the pit every day and break rocks in the pitch
А
door.
еще дышать тем говном,
It
что
gets
долбишь.
so tight down there that you want to get the fuck out straight away. Your heart starts pounding, but you can't shit your brakes, so you just keep hewing. Aye, any master carpenter makes more chink than me. And besides, if he falls off the roof, he's dead on the spot. In the pit, If it caves, then you're stuck there for days. Breath running out and praying to the Virgin Mary for mercy.
Damn, that's an awful way to go.
Да, еще
But
много
don't get me
газа и
wrong,
прочие
it's
вещи.
not bad work. I'm not complaining, seriously. Yakkers are a good lot. They'll take anyone in. Poor orphan or bastard, doesn't matter. They don't judge. Because in the whole underground, we're all the same. Alive or dead, all the same bread. We'll drink to the king and drink to the silver hewn out of the ground. Priests and monks, enjoy your trinkets from our silver mine. A yakker's prize is a bonny lass and flowing cup of wine. Away, kidder, join us glorious yakkers in the mound. We'll drink to the king and drink to the silver hewn out of the ground. Lords and knights and maesters to mind your own salvation. Well, gan me marrows on the hoy and make war libration. Away, kidder, join us glorious yakkers in the mound.
Отче, у нас бухое тело, которое должно
What's the
поклясться.
meaning of this?
So here we are, your most fatherly holiness.
What? Do you take me for a fool?
Nah, I'm a fool here. Anton Caspar at your service.
I humbly apologize for the Tobias. Anton here.
Entering a church stinking drunk like that? And with a sacred object? Have you no shame?
Ты сказал, у тебя все
You
схвачено.
disgrace yourself, the holy church, and your honorable trade. In such a state, I will certainly not consecrate your stang.
Сейчас мне
Woody,
придется.
Father. Please, you know us. We're righteous men of the mound, and without St. Anthony, we'll be disgraced at the competition.
You should have thought of that before getting drunk.
Father, Anton's in a bad way because they don't want to give him Tess, the cobbler's girl.
Do I look like a pauper? That cobbler needs a boot. In the cobbler's. I'll show him boot. He'll be begging me on his knees. I've got so much chink, I'm drowning in it.
For Christ's sake, Anton, man, be quiet for a moment. I beg of you, Father Tobias.
But I'm only doing it because of you, Franzi. Because you are an orphan, and your late mother was a pious and kind woman. Will you take the oath instead of Anton?
But I didn't know the oath, Father.
Good God. And what about you, boy?
Sorry, Father. I've never heard the oath.
Anton will say it for you, and you just repeat it correctly. Please, Henry. I'll do anything you want. Just
В итоге мне же
salvage the
стрелять придется
situation.
потом еще.
So, friend, will you do a good deed? Even though these two hardly deserve it, I'll gladly give you absolution for your sins.
At
Окей.
least do it for Vlak. He wouldn't survive the shame.
Well, I don't know the oath, Father, but I'll try to salvage the situation.
I understand. Helping friends in need is a commendable act.
Anton, are you able to recite the oath?
Of course. I'd even say it myself, but nobody here will let me do it.
So go ahead, but nice and slow. Tell me the beginning of the
Ща
oath,
будет
Anton.
весело, походу.
We, the Yakkers of the Kuttenberg Mound, swear before God to hew our shafts by his grace, and to make no fashion better,
Без
but to
субтитров
dig
было
away at the
сложно.
mound according to God's laws.
Wait, stop. One bit at a time.
I'm listening, son. But nice and politely, please.
So, how did it go? We, miners of Kuttenberg, swear before God to open the shafts with respect, without malice, and mine the vein honestly, according to the law of God.
Oh, Lady of the Seven Sorrows. All right, and then?
What's next, Anton?
Of course. We promise to graft proper, obey the gaffer and not pinch any ore or silver, but to give it by wreaths to the masters on the bank out by.
Good. That's enough for now.
Well, friend?
Так. Если буду сильно бригадира слушать,
We
исправно.
vow to
хотя бы-
work hard, listen to our foreman, and duly hand over a share of the ore to the lords.
Very good, son. And what next?
How does the oath end?
We swore on feast days to leave the moan tone and DNA hewing, and to give a wee share from our adults and foys for the good of our souls and the greater glory of God.
Oh, very good. What was that about adults again?
Boldly onwards, youngster.
С праздником чисто рядиться, молиться за церковь, с праздником требования и жертвовать гроши церкви.
We swear to not mine silver on the feast day, and give a few groschen to the church for the salvation of our souls, and the greater glory of God.
Glory to God in the highest, and 3 Sundays rejoice. Saint Anthony, patron and protector, intercede for these sinners, protect their souls, and grant success to their endeavors. In nomine Patri, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. And now get out of here, you derelicts, before the good Lord changes his mind.
Thank you, worthy father. 1,000 thanks. We truly
Мне
thank you.
спасибо. Этих принеси, там побей, там защити.
That was by the skin of our teeth, lads.
Old Tobias is strict but fair. I know him.
That mining jargon of yours gave me a headache, Franzi.
Ah, but you done reet well, ní fash.
Thanks. If that was a compliment.
Aye, muckle thanks for ní leaving us in the shit.
We're truly grateful to you.
Take this as a reward for not betraying us, and come in the morning to the shoot fest.
Well, I might come, but what about Anton here? Will he be able to shoot?
Oh, sure. He'll snap out of it in a few hours.
Hey, bother, kidder. I'll be fine. Hey, where's the puddle? I need to drown myself.
So you see, we yakkers can handle plenty. Like we say, everybody ends up on the bottom sometimes, but yakkers are there all the time.
Interesting. I'll have to remember that. Farewell, Tonys.
God be with you. We say God be with you. Remember that too.
Так как диалоги на английском языке, а не на чешском, то все, что вот они говорят, больше похоже на какой-то шотландский диалект. Или какой-то, не знаю, реднековский, я не особо силен в этом. На чешском это звучало бы еще веселее. Так, оберег от зла. А, поварить с лахом рано утром можно. Так, оберег от зла. Вот он, вот сюда. На голубую метку сейчас пойдем. Блин, мне бы шлем сменить.
Easy. Nice and slow.
У меня буквально вся снаряга топовая. А шлем, ну, тоже топовый, но с самого начала игры почти. Варфорсовский. А лучше найти не могу. Вторая карта уже там. Причем даже покупные. Те хуже. Надо будет походу какой-то рарный искать.
Keep close to the others. It's not...
I brought you the axe.
Not so loud. Did anyone see you? If I have any problems because of you...
Я из-за тебя скорее попаду.
How could anyone tell that that missing horseshoe is in the axe?
На тебе защитный топор, он стоит дешево.
Well, in one like that, certainly not. Nice work. Here's the coin. And you know what? Try and stop by and see Master Eldris, the local founder here. You might... Thank you, Henry. My Till we meet again.
Пилон, защитный топор.
I apologize.
Я и тоже apologize, но вы мне мешаете пройти. Да. А что тут столько драк появилось? Возле каждой корчмы дерутся. Там синагога. Здесь драки. Во, к Бетти. Посмотрим, как там это дела с советом. Я надеюсь, что все нормально. Мы вроде все задания правильно выполнили. Конкуренту нагадили, второго советника убедили. Остальное было чисто на Бетти. Так, ну здание еще стоит и даже не горит. Уже что-то хорошее.
What about the council? Have they already voted on the municipal bathhouse?
Henry,
О,
we did it.
улыбается.
I can hardly believe it, but they voted for me.
Really? They voted then?
Yes, we are the municipal bathhouse.
Ура!
That's excellent.
I can hardly believe it. We won, and Adam's left scratching his head. I'm so happy, and it's thanks to you. I'm so grateful.
Aren't you afraid Adam will find out what happened?
Let him find out. I've got the certificate, and nothing can change that.
Бюрократия в
He's
действии.
been bribing the council for years now, so why should it matter if I swing the balance in my favor for once? Balls to that.
So it's all over. What now?
Now? Now I'll tell the girls to do whatever anyone asks for. Everyone will get what they want here. You won't find girls who are more eager to please. And who have the prettiest arses to slap.
Это важно.
Now with the municipal bathhouse, I want this place to be special.
That sounds wonderful. Now that we've got the result, how about some kind of reward for me?
Of course. My door is always open for you. Come for a bath. Get your clothes washed. Have some fun. Everything's on the house.
Нормально.
And if you want to learn something about herbs, go and see Zlata. She'll be glad to help.
Thanks very much. I'll be on my...
Thanks very much, Henry. Drop in when you're in this part of town.
Greetings, Betty.
And to you, Councillor Naz. What brings you here?
А, вот.
I was in the neighborhood, so it occurred to me to take a look at our new municipal bathhouse.
I see. Yes. Thank you very much for putting your trust in me.
You know, the vote could be considered a miracle. Nobody expected you to win, but you did. I hope you don't let us down, Betty. The privilege can always be revoked. Don't forget that.
I'm certain you'll be satisfied, Councillor Naz. You and the other councillors are always welcome here.
Yes, yes. We'll definitely see each other very soon. Till then, farewell.
Farewell.
What was that all about?
That was the councillor coming to ask for coin.
He wants a bribe.
Adam most likely paid him on top of all the other services. And I think he'll want the same here. Better to have something than nothing, though, eh? Thanks for your help, Henry.
Ну,
Glad it
понятно.
worked out. Take care.
Но это уже не наше дело, пусть как хотят, так и это. Если бы нас попросили, мы бы смогли как-то подставить, но... Так. Злата может что-то научить нас?
Welcome, sir. What can I do for you?
I'd like to learn something.
What are you in?
О, алхимия.
All right.
Чуть-чуть подучит. Что и за бесплатно? А, нет, там за 75 монет всего. И Бета, раз сказала, что все бесплатно, то...
And what are you in?
Do you have...
Don't worry. Once more.
I can't wait.
Don't worry, friend.
О, помыться, побриться, полечиться, провести приятное время. Все, еще и бесплатно. Читай, второй дом появился.
Don't worry, lad. It happens.
Так.
We'll take care of it right away.
Что у нас теперь по заданиям? Здесь какие-то... Ну, это понятно. Чиник. Это искать надо. Он сказал, что потом ко мне поговорить с Влахом рано утром. Это же десятник, который был. Сейчас посмотрим, что там скажет. Ну да, это состязание по стрельбе. Вот тут он будет ждать. И скорее всего будет какая-то проблема, и нам нужно будет с этим разбираться. Скорее всего, выиграть состязание. Так. Вот это вот старокупно, блин. Как же меня угораздит-то. Что если попробовать... Говорят, что тут случайная встреча может быть. Может так получится квест, потому что я уже не знаю, что делать. Не берет. Оборванец. О.
Hey, you there? Please help me.
Давай развяжем.
Help me. I've been...
Сейчас
How
исцелим
about I
тебя.
take a look at your wounds?
You're a sawbones?
No, but I've patched up a few people.
I see. Well, all right then. Do what you can.
Карма зачтется.
Didn't even hurt, did it?
Well,
Даже помыться
it
где-то успел.
almost didn't hurt.
Tell me more about this robbery.
I was ambushed by a band of thugs. 4 men. They beat the shit out of me, took what they could carry, and left me in nothing but my undergarments.
Well, be thankful they didn't murder you while they were at it.
True as that may be, they took all my wares. If I can't sell anything, I'll soon have nothing to live on.
Окей,
I'll help
поможем.
you, as a good Christian should. What can I do for you?
Наш девиз — слабоумие и отвага.
If you have some spare clothing, I'll take boots and hose would come.
I'll find...
Не.
Right.
На тебе денег
I'll give you
лучше.
some money. Here you are.
У меня одежда стоит больше явно 100 золотых.
That's all I...
Thank you so...
А ну сейчас. Ремесло, кодекс, игрок. На лошади у меня есть одежда? У меня доспехи только есть.
much. And God be with you.
Так, а ну сейчас, одну минутку. Так. С этим разобрались. Мне все интересно. Не, мимо. Чайно вот там вот не банда это живет. Половецкий факуш. Книжечка. О. Обет нестяжания. А, я уже эту книгу читал. Тут капюшон священника, раса священника. Мужик, я одежду нашел. Сейчас догоним, может получится ему что-то дать. Сапог у меня, правда, нет, но... А, нет, все, уже ушел. Блин, быстрее лошади двигаются. А, о, вот он. Ограбить, а поговорить с ним нельзя. Ладно. Шо, отец, с тобой ничего? Давай я еще раз у тебя возьму улучшить репутацию. Он даже говорит, что если у тебя ничего нет, то можешь это не делать. А с меня все грехи сняты. Потому что свидетелей моих грехов нету.
You're always welcome here, good sir.
Я знаю, что меня всегда здесь рады, но, блин, я квест хочу взять. А вы не даете. В общем, чтобы нормально это взять квест, нужно, чтобы мне просто повезло, и оно отлагало как-то, отбаговалось. А пока что... У нас тут еще есть... Новое задание. Это чье? А, это мастер Мейнхард. Это значит турнир. Кроме турнира... Сгоревшие межелезны. Там мы не были, конечно. Как-нибудь еще побудем. Но новенького ничего не осталось. Купальский лагерь. Братобор же меня не любит. В Апатовицах вообще какие-то левые типы. Ладно, давайте поговорим с евреями по сюжету. Если до утра не можно сделать. А утром пойдем на соревнования этих каменщиков, рудокопов. Корчма, царь Соломон. Кстати, здесь поговорить можно. Меч. О, наточим по мечи. Если продавать, то хорошие.
Sharp as a razor. Sharp as a razor.
Есть. Здесь у меня 1% всего. Ладно, доведем уже до идеала.
All right. This is already sharp.
Острый как бритва. А, все, он почти. Похож. Топоры точить одно удовольствие.
Sharp as a razor. I need to sharpen this.
Угу. Рыцарский топор. Ну, из дорогого у меня только вот эти два. Может, надо будет потом как-нибудь сделать. Мечи. О, перекован. А, ну да, перекованный мы уже. У нас уже он есть. Ничего интересного, в общем. Где этот еврей, с которым мне поговорить надо?
Oh, yeah?
What's going on here?
That prick's ogling my girl.
No, I'm not. But even if I was, he can't get all gobby on me like that.
You're making a scene. Please, let's just go.
Они все ясно сказали, ну давай еще раз
Worldly law says one
прокачаем.
thing, but God's law and scripture tells us something else.
What are you talking about?
The Ten Commandments say thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's wife.
There you go.
But they also say thou shalt not kill.
No worries on that score. I'll just knock his teeth out.
That's also a sin. So let it go and just be glad you have a beautiful, sweet lass. Love one another and multiply.
You know what? Let's go. I wouldn't want to beat up a prelate in disguise. No one else is gonna multiply.
О, Муэль. Так, это уже по сюжету. Ну, давай поговорим с типом.
I doubt that.
God be with you.
Sholem, are you lost? Or what would a goy want here?
What do you think goy means?
It means you do not belong here.
It means nation in Hebrew. So you're just as much a goy as I am.
Good one. A goy lecturing a Jew on Hebrew. All right. But I suggest you do not repeat it around these parts. Not everyone is as tolerant as I. So, what do you want?
I'm looking for someone called Samuel.
What do you want with him?
Is that you?
There are many Samuels here. And if I'm not good enough for you, I'm afraid nobody else will talk to you.
All right. I'm looking for John of Liechtenstein. I heard you, or this Samuel, might know something about him.
I'm sure Samuel knows a lot. But I do not see why he should tell you.
Так. Того, що я тоже много знаю.
Because I know a lot as well.
Так и мы с тобой ще
Me and
побалакаем,
Samuel
и
can
гешефт
exchange
получим.
interesting information.
Why do you think you can tell me anything I need to know? I already know more than I want to.
You're the first person I've met who complains about knowing more than everyone else.
It is not pleasant to know things you can do nothing about. So what I need is someone who prefers action to talk.
All right. What do you suggest?
An exchange. Something in return. I have this one problem none of my people can fix. You probably know that my people face outbreaks of hatred from time to time. A house is plundered, people beaten up,
Ну да, еврейские
sometimes
погромы.
murdered. Usually it is started by some scum spreading rumors that we eat Christian babies or poison wells. They always find some excuse. I have heard that such people are meeting in an old abandoned house by the wall in the mining district. I need someone to get among them, find out what they are planning, and warn us in good time.
Хорошо, это
All right. I'll do it. And then you'll tell me all about Liechtenstein.
Agreed. They usually meet at the start of the day.
At the start of the day according to my calendar or yours?
I see you're in the know. At the start of my day, so when the first 3 stars come out.
Right. So they meet after sunset. The miners' district, an abandoned house with a small yard by the ramparts.
That's right. I reckon you can still catch up with them there today.
if you get them to let you join them. Try and find out what they're planning, and you'll have fulfilled your side.
You'll keep your end of the deal, I hope.
Don't worry.
Пойдем поможем. Юдоборцы. Еврейские погромы — это вообще очень большая проблема в то время была. Так, 27, 30, 27. Вот 7, 30, 30. Вот в темной одежде пойдем. Вообще любое событие, плохое, хорошее, очень часто заканчивалось еврейскими погромами. Так уж случалось, что иудеи жили всегда отдельно. И очень многим не нравилось, что у них были и деньги, и некие возможности, и они всегда за горой стояли. Но, с другой стороны, когда какие-то проблемы, первыми могли обвинить. И начать исправлять все по-своему. А блин, я в этих лабиринтах порталов потеряюсь. Ну и как вы можете видеть, здесь даже квартал сделан так, что по сути он замкнутый. Если что, перекрываются все дороги. По сути, да, один вход, один выход из квартала. И чуть у меня чуйка, здесь будут тоже какие-то погромы, и мы будем помогать. Потому что вот дверь от нас закрыта, и все. И ты здесь никуда не проникнешь. На лошади все-таки поедем.
Easy, easy. Nice and slow.
Так, этот дом или следующий? Этот дом. Ну вот теперь вопрос, как сюда проникнуть? С той стороны. Пожалуй, у меня нет спасительного шнапса. Сюда. Вовремя я нашел. У меня на лошади было еще 13 штук. Часто сохраняться полезно. Ради этого алхимию прокачивали. А вот лаз под землю. Сейчас включим все свое красноречие.
Hey! Hey! Open up! Open up!
Corwell, what are you doing, Moishe?
Foot's a capora, piece of junk. Never mind. We'll cut this shit down.
Ну, или мы будем всех бить. На, двоих.
Wait, wait! Don't kill him!
You're gonna beg for mercy? After this?
We can make a deal. We have some of your people, we can exchange them.
Our people?
Наши это какие? Меня с кем-то спутали.
We caught some of them yesterday, trying to get to Liechtenstein, just like you.
No, I'm after Liechtenstein because I need to talk to him. I'm not his enemy. But if you know where he is, you better take me to him. Right now.
I
have my orders. I'm not supposed to let anyone near him. Especially not someone who just beat my 2 best men. I'm not a fool.
Right. I'll go unarmed, if that'll convince you.
Опа. Что, он Мартина знал?
I'll trust you. But in return, you have to trust me.
Походу, что-то мы от папки своим узнаем, точнее, об отчиме.
All right. But no tricks.
Those are the rules.
Неспроста на мече шаг акцентировали внимание. Хотя я думаю, сейчас реально будем что вызнавать какие-то тайны, а ну вон как казалось.
Wait. Who is that somewhere?
We will soon find out. Let us in.
Wenches or the neighbor's daughter, any dirt you can dig up. Off you go! Oh, who have you brought now, Sam?
I'm not entirely sure, but he says he knows you and absolutely insisted he had to talk to you.
Ah. Of course. Henry. Lord Capon of Perkstein's page. We met on my visit to Rattay. He's all right.
Lord Capon's escort and bodyguard.
Quite. Quite. Oh, but tell me, what brings you here?
Well, that's quite a long story, sir.
I've got plenty of time, and actually I enjoy long stories. You know why?
Нужно
Because they demand a lot of wine.
Это можно.
Please, take a seat and tell me everything.
If I'm not mistaken, Jobst sent you to von Berkhoff with a message. How did that go?
Not well. As we were approaching Trotsky, we were attacked by bandits. They killed all our men.
What?
We only got away by a
А это
hair
тоже
of breadth.
нажался.
And we lost everything, including the message. We ended up in rags, like beggars. They wouldn't let us into the castle. After that, we tried to get by as best we could.
Good God. I need a drink now. But did you manage to deliver the message in the end?
Yes.
Расскажем, пока он наш друг. И тайны там небольшой нету.
Well, you'll love this one then. Apart from being ambushed and almost killed, Capon ended up on the gallows for poaching.
A nobleman on the gallows for poaching?
Well, he looked more like a tramp than a nobleman at the time. He really did have a noose round his neck, though. But it all worked out in the end.
Good gracious. But tell me, who ambushed you?
Well, that's interesting as well. Istvan Toth and some others.
What? That sneaky rat from Talmberg? He's still alive?
Нет.
Not anymore.
Моими стараниями.
Well done. Let's drink to that. Death to the enemy.
What happened next?
Не, подробнее.
Von Berghoff was attacked around the same time by the same men, so we thought we were on the same side as him. And we wanted to help him catch the bandits as a goodwill gesture.
Why didn't he catch them himself?
He tried. We found out for him that the bandits were holed up at Nabokov. When he sent his soldiers to their lair, we went with them. We wanted to be there and get Istvan.
And that's where you killed him?
No. We were nearly killed ourselves. Again.
By Istvan?
No, he wasn't there. The bandits were led by a fella who fucked us right up, and von Bergov's entire force, too. He lured us into a trap and slaughtered everyone. Me and Capon were the only survivors.
It sounds like your guardian angel never gets a moment's rest.
Yeah, there was some luck in it. But it was more that Zizka knew he could get a ransom for Capon.
Wait, Zizka? He's the one who almost killed you.
You know him?
Of course I do. Zizka is in the service of Prokop of Luxembourg, King Wenceslas's cousin.
Aye, we found that out as well.
And what the hell was Istvan Toth doing with him?
It turned out he was spying for von Berghoff. But he didn't do a great job, fortunately. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
I am starting to get confused.
That makes two of us. Maybe we'll understand better if we get drunk.
Хорошая мысль.
You're not holding back, I see. Your health, then. After Zizka took us prisoner, it finally became clear we were on the same side. And Istvan had to flee.
So when did you kill that bastard?
Not till some time later. Just when we thought we were out of the woods and Istvan was gone, he appeared outside the walls of Nabokov again, with von Berghoff and Markvart von Aulitz. Von Aulitz was on his way to Kuttenberg with reinforcements for Sigismund. And with the finger of God.
With the what?
A bombard.
Good lord!
Have you ever seen one? I hadn't, until they used it against us.
I've heard about the bombard. An infernal weapon. Then what?
We didn't have a chance. They blew the tower to pieces and took us all prisoner. They took us to Trotsky and tortured us. But with the help of a woman who works with Zizka, we managed to escape.
Zizka. That man always has a trick or two in reserve.
Thank God. While we were making our escape, I crossed paths with Toth, and finally took my revenge for everything he did.
Dull moment with you, I see. To happy endings, then.
К сожалению, пока не happy.
And where is Lord Capon? Or should I call him the Prince of Poachers?
Well, the most fitting thing to call him would be hostage, because that's what he is now.
A hostage?
That's right. Von Berghoff took him with him. And that's why I'm here, in fact.
Your original plan went badly awry, I must say.
Well, it could have been worse.
That's the way of the world. For my part, I'm forced into hiding, as you've probably noticed. They're after me as if I owed taxes. Ah, if only I knew what Jobst would say.
I know exactly what he'd say as it happens.
You do?
I spoke to Jobst just after we arrived at Suchdal. He expressly forbade me to look for you, or try to rescue Capon.
That damned... Did he say why?
Aye. He said you can look after yourself. And as a nobleman, Capon has nothing to fear in captivity.
Ah, Jobst.
If we cause trouble for Sigismund, it could threaten his plans, he said. That's cowardice, if you ask me.
It's true I can take care of myself, but the old schemer could at least have warned me, whatever his plans might be.
Zizka sees Jobst as a pain in the arse, too. I mean, he's not fond of him. And he doesn't approve of his plan.
Then I expect he and I will see eye to eye. Although I prefer a different strategy to braining all and sundry with a mace.
Значит, сработаемся.
What brings you to me? You didn't take this risk just to tell me what Jobst is like, or that I should carry on with what I'm doing.
No. My first concern is to rescue Lord Capon. Whatever schemes Yobst is dreaming up.
And then...
And also, it's about your safety.
My safety?
You know, they tortured us. Zizka, Godwin and me. They asked about Yobst's plans and about you. I'd have held out, but Godwin... He told them where you were.
Where I am? In this city, you mean? That's not such a terrible betrayal. Gutenberg is a big city.
Вот он тебя хотя бы знает, что его ищут.
Not that they have not tried. They almost caught you a couple of times. If it were not for my people.
That's true, of course. But I'm not going to bear a grudge. The executioner always gets what he wants. And if he hadn't, we wouldn't be talking right now.
Thank you. You don't know how much it means to me.
Don't worry your head over it. If I was tortured, I'd tell them everything I knew before the iron was hot.
Well, thanks.
But I'd regret it as well. I don't like pain, that's all. Nevertheless, let's turn the page. Capon. How do you plan to free him?
That's exactly why I came to see you.
Oh, how's that?
Because you move in certain circles.
And?
You conspire. You hear all the rumors.
So?
So you might know where they're holding him.
Sigismund confiscated the property of some burghers and noblemen in the city when they opposed him, and he divided the property up between his loyal followers. He seized Malashov Fortress from the Rutards, for instance. And didn't you say, Sam, that he gifted it to von Berkhoff?
Yes, that is so.
That was before von Berkhoff was in these parts. But if he's here now, where else would he be but in Malashov? And if von Berkhoff is there...
That's where his captive will be.
Correct. Capon is at Malashov Fortress.
Это там, где меня не любят вроде, или не?
Well, it'll be tougher than I thought, but that can't be helped. I'm gonna have to get him out of there somehow.
Fortuna, Aduna и Ват.
But that is the most insane idea I've heard so far today.
You can't just launch an assault on Malashov. It's a strong fortress. We'll need a cunning plan.
Or long ladders and lots of men. That could be arranged, maybe.
Careful! Jobst ordered us not to stir up trouble. And this would be serious trouble. But if Capon simply vanished...
Vanished how, exactly?
I don't know yet. But like I said, Malashov belonged to the Rutards. And I'm sure they're not keen on the new tenant. I think if you pay a visit to Sir Kunslin Rutard and convince him you have common interests, he'll be happy to think up a solution with you.
Like what?
Who knows? Perhaps Lord Rutard knows of a back door into his old home, and he might not be averse to an arrangement with someone who will help him take revenge.
Someone like you.
Well, I wouldn't get my hopes up. But it's the best we've got, and there's no harm in trying. Where can I find this?
Говоришь помехи.
Sigismund seized his fortress, but...
А если я сейчас шумоподавление вот так вот сделаю, может помех
It's
меньше
right
будет?
next to the Italian court. Once you have some news, you know where to find me. Is there anything you want to know before you go?
Угу. Блин, по поводу помех чтобы надо будет что-то посмотреть. Где мы вообще находимся?
Come to think of it, I've no idea where we actually are.
Of course. I'd forgotten how you got here.
We're in the Jewish quarter, in the basement of the King Solomon Tavern, below my tavern. Goyim do not just wander in here, but I will tell my people you are with us.
Thanks a whole lot. All right, I'll set off now.
Good luck. It was good to see you again, Henry. And be careful.
There's bound to be spies swarming around the palace. This city isn't safe.
Tell me about it.
Сейчас
Danger is my daily
посмотрим.
bread these days.
Сейчас. Так, а так нормально? Раз. Я тут высунул, вставил опять. Так. Оно что-то бывает иногда. Просто бываешь, высунул, вставил, оно опять нормально заработало. Так, Лихтенштейна мы нашли. Уже хорошо. Коев. Капюшон грабителя, либо шапка придворного. Да и капюшон грабителя сверху можно. Очечки оденем. Или ожерелье. Ладно, что так нормально. Так, это замок. Это нормально. Что у нас? О, под царем Соломоном это как раз катакомбы. Ну, у нас карта катакомб, конечно, есть. А ну, что даже? У меня где-то была карта кутногорских подземелий. Вот она. Угу. Вот, скорее всего, вот это вот... А, не, это не то. Не тот кусок. Хотя проверить можно. У нас, скорее всего, отдельный кусок кутногорских подземелий. Да, здесь тупиковая. Здесь длинный проход. Или не, или все-таки они выходят к полному. Тогда получается сумма. Книги. Да, скорее всего, какой-то из верхних. Ну ладно. Потом еще разберемся. С этим разобрались. Потайная молельня. Так, нам тогда до утра нужно отдохнуть. Пару часиков и пойти тогда на стрельцов. О, и у Катерины новое задание появилось, походу. Это потом. Заснуть и сохраниться. Вот так вот. Угу. На зеленую меточку. Там еще бухие рудокопы будут стрельбу. Испытания по стрельбе проводить.
Easy. Nice and slow.
Из меня, блин, стрелок такой. Ничего, сохранимся. Сделаем все как надо. Вот нас ждут. Во.
I'll read, man.
Well, Vlach, I can see there's plenty of interest in the competition. When does the shooting start?
I'm getting too old for this, kidder. I can do without all the hubble shoe, you know. Them yummy yackers today, they've got no sense. Fuck it.
Hold on. What happened?
They ran out of beer, so the guild cut the evening meeting short, and old Linhart went home early. He stumbled upon Tess and Anton, and our blockhead takes off running and hurts his
как я
arm.
ожидал.
What? He got hurt? And what about the
Ой, еще
competition?
и арбалет.
How will he wind up his crossbow?
Well, that's just the thing. So our kid of Bukovets will have to shoot with bugger all chance of winning.
He doesn't know how to shoot.
Nowhere near like Caspar. Nor you.
But I'm not a yakker.
Who fucking cares? We'll vouch for you. Henry will give you half of the winnings on top if you gang there in Anton's place. All right. You'll get twice as much. You shoot better than all of us together anyways.
Да, окей.
Fine. I'll do it.
Ah, thanks, kidder. The Tony's about us.
Let's get to it.
Godspeed.
What kind of snipper-snapper are you, eh? You don't look like a yakker.
I came to compete. I'm shooting for the striped Tonys.
Aye, you're that new fella from Vlach. He already told me Anton is out. So, snipper-snapper, I hope you don't embarrass them. Good luck.
Better explain it all to me.
Naturally, as is your right. The miner's popinjay is shot with a light crossbow.
Mhm.
The aim is to shoot down more straw birds than your
я
opponent.
понял,
Whoever
это по
hits the
птичкам.
bird first gets the hit. So you have to be fast. Your opponents will be Jörg Preng of All Saints and Henslin Ebner, the best. You need to ken.
And what if...
Fortunately, our renowned...
I know everything I...
That's right. Everything. So what do we... Archers, take up your positions.
Еще и не своим арбалетом, блин.
And loose.
Ай. Блин, промазал. Раз. Птичка. Два. Птичка. Блин. Хенсен это вообще не промазывает. А где еще птичка? Что, перезагрузиться надо будет. Ну да. Не, нифига. Во-первых, помочь Рутхартам. Вот это вроде. Да или не? Во-первых, возьмем свой арбалет. Нет, не это. Что, вот это сохранение с кровати, которое... Да, вот оно. Так. Во-первых, оружие. Крашеный боевой арбалет. Болт меткого стрелка. Еще пару из этих зелий возьмем. А, не, у меня они есть, все нормально. Так, одну минутку. Так. Погнали дальше. Состязание, блин, арбалетчиков.
Easy, easy. Nice and slow.
О, вот это уже нормально. Тут дали мне какой-то хреновый арбалет. О, бухи в хламину. И прям вот здесь сохраним. Да, и буду это. Да. А теперь сейчас опиваемся всяким говном. Винишко, пиво, чтоб у меня больше всяких было навыков. Теперь... Ща. Сила нет. Снадобье стрелка. Энергия можно выпить. И примочку. Вот так вот. Да. Давай стрелять. А чё не мой арбалет? Ладно. Птички. 4 птичка. Сейчас 5-й, у них тогда не будет шансов. Есть 5-я. Все, больше нету птичек, что ли? Не, больше нету. Есть! Я хоть пристрелялся, сколько к арбалету не стрелял. Там нужно понимать, на сколько сантиметров лучше целиться.
Shooting fast is one thing,
but actually hitting the target too? Here's your prize.
Thank you.
Great God in heaven. I'll be damned.
Горняцкий арбалет.
Such luck.
Посмотрим.
What luck? Years of toil and sacrifice. That's how you shoot.
My hat's off to you, lad. You really gave them hell. They're still in shock that the striped Tony's won again.
It was nothing, really. A good laugh.
Look, kidder, I can't just leave it at that. Here's a few groschen from us.
Не, нафиг, сколько они мне там дадут.
That's not why I did it.
And I truly appreciate that, Henry, which is why you can have me gaffer's cap.
I can't accept that. You'll miss it.
Nay, just take it. It was my last match anyway. I'm getting too old for brawling.
Fine. Thanks, and Godspeed.
Blessings upon you, Henry. Godspeed.
О, шапочка. Хе-хе. Шо у меня там? Горняцкий арбалет 360, а у меня на 380. Ну, у меня получше. А, стоп, он не улучшенный. Ща. Набор стрелка. Надо будет с него чуть пострелять. Если я его улучшу самостоятельно, у него чуть получше будет этот навыки. Ай, ладно. Ну да, украшенный боевой все равно даже стоит больше. Состязание целевым птицам. Каждому такое заметь хотелось бы. А это боевой арбалет работы настоящего мастера. Ну, ладно. Все равно мы арбалетом особо не пользуемся. У меня-то и лук чисто для тайных операций. Так, что еще у нас? Здесь, походу, все задания на эти. Это кулачные бои. Сейчас посмотрим. Которые бесконечны теперь. Да, нищие — это соперники в боях. Ченник пока что сказал, что времени нету, у меня есть, что человека пошлет. Отправиться в особняк Рутхардов — это основной квест. Вот, у Катерины новое задание. Давайте посмотрим. Тачка! Кидай инфу, что тебе надо?
You said you needed some help with something. What's going on?
Something's happened. Oh, a real mess. And I need help from someone reliable.
What is it?
When I was fishing around for information about Liechtenstein, I cast the net a bit too wide. And one of the servant girls I've questioned was just found dead.
You think she was killed because of you?
I don't know. If I did, I wouldn't be asking you for help.
Логично. Ладно, помогу.
I'll help you. Tell me all about it. Who was this dead girl?
Her name was Alice. She was an ordinary, pretty girl. She worked as a maid. I heard they found her all hacked up, tossed somewhere by the town wall. Oh, folk in town are saying it was absolute slaughter. They took the body to the morgue by the St. Peter and St. Paul cemetery.
I'll go take a look at her. See if I can find anything.
I think that would be for the best. Though, I don't think it'll be a very pretty sight. You can ask the gravedigger for details. He'll know the most.
Окей. Чем мы для тебя занимались?
What was Alice trying to find out for you?
She always brought me the freshest gossip overheard from her master. And lately, what the other maids in town were saying.
And did you learn anything important from her? Something someone would kill her for?
That's the thing. All she brought me was gossip. Who was cheating on who wasn't going to confession, those sorts of things. So you'll have to figure out the rest for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
When did you last see the girl?
Around a week ago.
And did you notice anything suspicious about her?
Not at all. She was always cheerful, lively. She was looking forward to a dance. Though I'm afraid she won't be dancing ever again.
What about your other girls? Are they all right?
Yes, fortunately. I'm careful enough to keep them pretty much in the dark about my plans. That's why Alice's death shocked me so much.
Вдруг что-то рассказывал интересное.
Something bigger behind the murder.
I don't know. Maybe she just got caught up in something. But it's strange. Why would someone do her like that? That's the kind of thing you do when you want to send someone a message.
What are you going to do next?
I'd like to ask the others if they noticed anything suspicious. If someone is following them and the like, but...
But you don't want to scare them.
I'm scared myself. For them. Maybe nobody knows about them yet. If someone was to follow me, I could give them away. And I can't risk that. I don't want anyone else to die because of me.
What if I go and see them?
They don't know you, Henry. You'd only scare them. I'll figure something out. In the meantime, find out everything you can about...
I know everything.
Good. Go to that graveyard, talk to the gravedigger, and take a look at that poor girl's body. In the meantime, I'll try to find out more. Then we'll put it all together, and I'll be damned if we can't come up with something.
Угу. В общем, посмотрим. Походу, сейчас будем искать местного Джека-потрошителя. Посмотреть и поговорить с могильщиком. Окей. Ага, мертвецкая тут. Могильщик нас уже знает. Мужик нормальный. Если это тот. Угу.
God be with you. What would you like?
You must be the local gravedigger.
That's right. They call me František. At least them that can speak do.
I don't know yet. I'll have to...
I'm Henry.
Greetings, Henry. What do you need?
I hear there was a murder here recently. Some young girl?
True. True. She's lying in the morgue. But who the hell are you? Another gawker?
Another? Why would anybody come to look at her?
People ain't got no respect. As soon as news spread about what was done to her, folk are always turning up to have a gawk. So if you ain't one of them gawkers, you must be one of them other types. Well, no, you can't shave her. No, no thumb for a souvenir.
I don't want to take anything. I need to find something out.
Like what exactly?
Who killed her?
Why?
Да я за подругу беспокоюсь.
I'm worried something might happen to my friend.
That's true. She wasn't the first, and we can only pray that she'll be the last.
Не первой.
It's true that Lumiere ain't shown no interest in her yet. I wouldn't expect that from him no more.
Who's this Lumiere? Another one of those gawkers and collectors?
No, no. He actually tried to help.
Help? How?
Well, he was investigating them others.
Right. You said she wasn't the first.
Aye. We had a couple of similar cases. Lumiere said they was all killed by the same murderer.
And who is this Lumiere?
He used to work for the local bailiff. I think he knew the first one what was killed, but that was a long time ago.
Do you remember how many girls were killed?
You mean you don't know nothing about it? Here, even the sparrows are squawking about it.
I haven't been in Kuttenberg very long.
I see. There's been one every few weeks for the past year.
Угу.
Do you know where the last one got killed?
I heard some talk about it when they brought her here. But what do you want to do there?
Look for clues. Footprints, blood, anything.
That can help you.
That's worth a try.
I heard she was killed by the town walls, close to the hole in the wall, a dodgy tavern in the Hoprink neighborhood.
Thanks. What's this Lumiere got to do with this?
Well, like I told you, he used to work for the bailiff. I think he was a scribe.
A scribe keeps records in the Black Chronicle. Though I've never heard of one doing his own investigations.
Well, the old bailiff wasn't all that interested in the common folk. But Lumiere, he was quite helpful. Folk heard about it and went to him with whatever was troubling them.
I'd like to speak with Lumiere. Do you know where I can find him?
At his home in Bohemia Street. That's near the church. You won't find him at the bailiff's no more. I don't know exactly why, though. Seems he had some quarrel with the bailiff.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
It's my pleasure. Especially helping someone from the land of the living again. Actually, wait a mo. Speaking of the living, there's a girl what comes here and grieves over that dead maid. I think her name is Barbara.
And do you know where I could find her?
She said she serves in one of the burgers' houses. So either there or in the morgue with that poor dead girl.
Thanks again, Master Gravedigger.
Так, поговорить с подругой о Ленке. Что тут? Шерлока Холмса местного будем еще раз спрашивать потом. Сейчас поговорим с подругой.
Are you Barbara? I'm told you knew Alice.
Alice? Aye. She was almost like a sister to me. We served together for years, in the same house. Why'd you ask? Who are you?
I'm trying to find out who did this to her. I'm afraid the killer might want to go after my friend as well.
Ah, I understand.
Who did you serve?
Our master is a local merchant. He is trying his hand at trading wine.
How did Alice get along with your master?
Fine. Just like with everyone. Our master is a bit strict, but he's fair.
What's his name? Can I speak to him?
Why? But you can't see him anyway. He's on a trade trip to Prague.
It occurred to me that maybe he could have done it.
No, he couldn't. He was gone when it happened. He hadn't been home in several weeks. And besides, why would he kill them others too? He never even knew them.
I heard about that. And also about Lumiere.
Well, if you're interested, go and see him. Maybe you'll catch him sober enough to talk sense.
Do you know of any suitors she might have had?
I know she was seeing someone. Why?
I'd like to talk to him as well.
But I don't know who it was. Alice said he was rich and dressed nicely. But she promised him she'd never tell anyone his name.
And you never saw him?
No, never. I don't even know where she met with him.
Do you know what exactly happened to Alice?
No. Nobody saw or heard nothing.
Какой-то богатый
One day
шляхтич
she
развлекается.
didn't come home. And then I found her. Like this.
What do you mean, like this?
You haven't seen her yet, have you?
I haven't.
Then don't. It's a horrible thing to see. She was such a pretty girl. She had such beautiful brown hair. And it didn't even leave that untouched.
What do you mean?
Who could have cut off her hair like that? And why? None of it makes sense.
So,
Каштановые волосы. Походу, маньячелла кого-то выбирает определенного.
So, let's see what we have here. My God!
Someone really did a number on her. Oh, they ripped open her entire belly. And they didn't stop there. There must have been buckets of blood. Jesus Christ. There's hardly any blood left in her. The place they found her must look like a slaughterhouse. I should go there and take a look.
Так.
Her lips are bloody, but nothing more. Tongue still in place. But if he killed her for blabbing, I reckon he'd have cut out her tongue or something, wouldn't he?
Угу. Ну, версию с тем, что это из-за того, что она шпионила, отпускаем. Скорее, какой-то шляхтич выпирает просто определенных девиц определенной наружности. Развлекаются. Меч, к тому же. А меч — оружие благородных. Саблей.
God, that madman cut off both her breasts and bits of flesh. But what did he do with it all afterwards? Did he really keep all the pieces? Nobody could be that sick, could they? Her face is a little bruised and cut, but nobody cut her there. But she has a dark ring around her neck. Was she strangled? The murderer must have had pretty strong hands, and her hair is all matted with blood and hacked off. I don't even know what colour it was.
Скорее задушила, а потом трофей
Maybe there's
собирал.
something more to it. What if the murderer kept her hair like some kind of sick trophy? Just some scratches and bruises, that's all.
Не, с оружием, с мечом. Застал врасплох,
The
да.
killer probably surprised her. She didn't even have time to defend herself. So, the murderer must have awfully strong hands, because he strangled her and left a dark ring around her neck. Then he took a short sword or saber and started hacking at her. She's missing parts of her torso, but they aren't by the body. He also cut off most of her hair.
Не из-за
Cut off her
Катерины.
breasts, but left her tongue. Then left her lying there for all to see. To send a message, maybe? Or a warning? Only if it was a warning for telltales, he would have cut out her tongue or something, wouldn't he? I don't know why he killed her, but I don't think it's because of Catherine.
Угу. Отец Прокоп.
Good day to...
А, ну, это понятно, паломничество мне не надо. Так, погнали по следам. Лепольд и отправиться на место преступления. Сначала на место преступления. Будем по-горячему расследовать.
Easy, good horse.
Go, fuck yourself.
Кстати, если одеть, может, броню? пока не будем. Прям тут где-то. Да что угодно закопать можно, еще и убежать. Во.
This is the place. There's a lot of blood and some footprints. I'm not sure how much more I'll be able to find. Christ, that's a lot of blood. After seeing what they did to the girl, I'm not surprised. I'm not sure I'll be able to find any remains. I wonder what happened to them. I can't make anything out of this. The whole town's been walking around here. There could have been one killer or a dozen. I'm surprised I haven't completely trampled out the blood. It's hard to make out, but I think I see some slashing from a blade. So, there's still a lot of blood left, but I expected even more. I found some faint blade marks. Either the others were trampled out, or someone skilled was wielding it. It didn't look to me like any remains were left lying around. No idea what he did with them. Did he keep them or throw them away?
Да, здесь ничего. Да, наверное, проще будет через стену.
Easy, good horse. Quick. Quick!
Дамочка, извините.
Easy, easy. Nice and slow. Whoa, whoa.
А вот он, походу, наш бухой.
Lumiere?
Oh.
Ты будешь Ватсоном или Холмсом?
Not so loud.
I need to ask you something.
I said not so loud. I have a splitting headache.
That's some hangover. He's useless to me like this. Unless I'm willing to wait for him to sleep it off, I'll have to get him some kind of cure or potion.
Это есть.
This should sober him up.
Снадобье слабое, трезвяк.
Drink up. Better?
What? Who? What are you doing here?
О, вопросы задавать начал.
My name is Henry.
And what do you want from me?
I'm trying to find out who killed a certain girl. And I was sent to you.
To me? What for?
Are you Lumiere from the Rat House? The scribe?
I used to be. Now I'm just Lumiere the madman.
Well, you don't look crazy.
Yeah. But I am. I see things in my head that aren't real. And then I point my finger at the wrong people.
Походу, я был прав, какого-то шляхтыча или кого-то такого.
If I were you,
оклеветал.
I'd leave it be. You can't help that girl anymore, anyway. You'll just end up hurting yourself.
Come now, Lumiere.
Poor girls. Nobody was all that interested in it, except for me. We let it be in the end. We let a monster walk among us. No way. You can't solve this yourself.
I'm not doing it for myself. I'm afraid he might kill one of my friends.
A friend, eh? That's not good. Not good at all. I searched high and low. And what did I get out of it? just mockery. What makes you think you can find out more than I did?
Я каменщицкий стрелок. Лучший в своем деле. Ну, уже, правда, не каменщик. Я все выиграл, и все. Меня отпустили с Богом. Теперь мы еще не определились, Шерлок Холмс или доктор Ватсон. Ищем Джека-потрошителя местного.
Because I know people and can easily convince them. In the end, they spill their guts.
Is that so? What about me? Do you think I'll spill my guts too?
A moment ago you were moaning in pain, and now you're deliberating whether or not to tell me what you know.
All right. Talk to me. Who was this dead girl?
Her name was Alice.
Да-да-да.
She worked as a maid.
A maid? That fits. Yarka was a maid too, as were most of the other victims. What did she look like?
Извините, у меня скрипочки нету, чтобы играть.
He strangled her first, and then went at her with a longer blade and disemboweled her.
Did you notice the strangulation right away? It took me a while. Maybe you really will track him down.
Do you think it's the same murder?
Counting your girl, that makes 6 victims who were first strangled and then mutilated. If it's not all the same person, they must be collaborating somehow.
This is the 6th one. How long has he been killing?
Probably about a year now. Sometimes it takes him months, sometimes weeks. But I'm including missing girls, Stanya and Zdena.
Why are you counting the missing girls?
Because I think someone killed them, and we just haven't found them yet.
Did the dead girls have anything in common?
Aside from being pretty young girls with no proper family or background, no. I couldn't find much.
Do you think somebody is killing them because they're poor, and nobody will miss them?
Certainly. If somebody killed the daughter of a local lord, no stone would be left unturned.
But why does he even kill in the first place?
I don't know. Maybe he hates women. Damn it. I feel like I'm going in circles and can't get out.
Подробности о жертвах. Мне что-то кажется, что они очень похожи должны быть внешне. Хотя бы там по волосам. Так как украли несколько частей, скорее всего, там пытаются какую-то куклу сделать, я не знаю.
What can you tell me about Yarka?
She wasn't the first. But thanks to her,
Или по каким-то
people
признакам
started
выбирают.
taking an interest. She was a maid in a German family. By all accounts, she was a pious, polite girl. She was orphaned as a child. The priest from the church of St. Peter and Paul, Father Prokop, raised her. They found her body tossed behind a barn at the edge of town. She was cut all the way from her neck downwards. An awful sight to behold.
Did you have any suspects?
At first, I thought the son from that family did it. The murderer is usually someone close, you know. But then I changed my mind.
Why?
Well, for one, I remembered the 2 girls before her who ended up almost the same. Besides that, when I talked to the lad, he seemed he wasn't the least bit interested in Yarka. Then his mother told me that they threw her out a week before the murder because she was a harlot who stayed out till all hours of the night. That really surprised me, because Father Prokop had vouched for her good reputation. But who knows? Maybe he just didn't want to admit what had become of her.
Что за Стanya?
What about Stanya?
She was an alehouse wench in a tavern of ill repute called the Hole in the Wall.
You said her body was never found. Maybe she just got out of town.
You have no idea how much I'd like to believe that. Only there was a lot of blood. Unfortunately, the investigation wasn't very successful. The Hole is a world of its own, and the people there aren't very forthcoming with information.
Did you suspect anybody?
You could suspect every second man there. Those people have nothing but thievery and deceit in their
И уже
eyes.
второе
The
убийство возле
innkeeper,
дыры.
Mole, definitely knew Stanya, since she worked for him. But he isn't all that chatty either.
So if I want to learn anything more, I have to ask this mole in the hole.
Mole in the hole.
He still runs the place.
And what about that Zdena? You said her body was never found.
Exactly. But to tell the truth, nobody spent much time looking for it. Besides Alice, Zdena was the most recent victim. It's only been a few weeks since she went missing, but I suppose nobody wanted to do any more digging.
But if her body was never found, how do you know she was killed?
Because she was the same type as the other girls. Maybe the prettiest of them all. Young, beautiful. A real live one. Lively as the devil. She was a thief. A pickpocket. I never could pin it on her, though. She always found some way to get out of it.
Maybe she robbed the wrong people and had to get out of town.
Maybe. She had a partner in crime by the name of Strnad. Quite a number. He's always sitting in the hole, boozing. When I asked him about Zdena, he told me he'd rather rip his own tongue out than talk.
Do you think he'd be more forthcoming with me?
He might be. You're not known all over town like a catchpole. It's worth a try. Besides, it might still be fresh in his memory. That would be a great help.
And what about the other two victims?
It all started with them, though nobody did much about it at the time.
То есть не
The
обязательно
first one worked
служанки.
as a bathhouse maid.
Каштанка, у всех, походу, каштановые волосы
She'd only
были.
been in town for a short while, and nobody really knew her. So I couldn't find out anything more. But the other one, Libushka, she was from Lorets. She was a maidservant, too. I also talked to her mother. She said she was really cheerful and outgoing. There were lots of suitors circling around her, but she refused them all. She knew she was pretty, and knew she could do better than some farmhand.
You mean she wanted someone higher up?
That's what it sounded like. But her mother never found out who she had her eye on.
Interesting. I'll try to see what else I can find out from the mother. Where can I find her?
In the graveyard, lad. The poor woman died of grief. It's sad to say, but we can't help those two dead girls now. And they can't help us with our investigation. There's nobody else left who could tell us anything about them.
Почему ты стал этим заниматься?
Who were those dead girls to you?
I don't know what people told you about me, but for many long years I was a scribe for Kuttenberg's bailiff. Kuttenberg is a big city with a lot of people. Silver, silver, silver. Mining it, smelting it, stealing it. There's always something going on. The bailiff was always running from hell to Hades, from one rich man to another, settling their quarrels. Often trivial nonsense.
But there are more than just rich burghers and lords in the city.
Exactly. There are common folk, too. There's a lot more of them, and their troubles are usually more serious. So when one of them came to the bailiff's one time, and the bailiff was running around somewhere, I started to deal with it myself. I was pretty good at it, too.
Behind the bailiff's back?
Not really. Andreas supported my activities until
Пока не обвинил того, кого не надо.
I don't want to talk about it. Sorry.
Did you have any suspects back then?
You can always find some suspect. I always dragged the most suspicious ones to the body in the morgue by force. And they threw up at the sight. Or fainted.
Couldn't it have just been an act?
Fainting? Vomiting? That's hard to act. I'd swear none of them did it.
Can you sum it all up for me?
We have 6 victims here. And I believe they were all murdered by the same killer.
Все молодые, красивые девушки.
We only know a
Скорее
little
всего,
about the
каштановый
last
цвет волос.
4, the most recent ones. By now, we won't learn anything about the first 2. Of the remaining 4, the first to be killed was the maidservant, Yarka. She was raised by Father Prokop from the Church of St. Peter and Paul. He should know the most about her. The next were Stanya and Zdena. Their bodies weren't found, but we assume they also became victims of the same murderer. They both hung around a tavern they called the Hole in the Wall. Stanya was an alehouse maid, and Zdena a pickpocket. And the last victim is Alice now, also a maid. What they all have in common is that they were young, beautiful, and brunette.
Не брюнет, а каштан. Это очень важно. Ну ладно.
Good. I know everything I need to know.
When you learn something more, stop by and see me. You've aroused a bit of hope in me, lad. I hope you won't disappoint me.
А если это еще будет местный рехтар, что мы вот этого рехтаржем поставим? Свой человек пригодится. Так. Прошлое яркий. Сначала к церковнику пойдем. Что ж он там начал клеветать на девушку сразу после ее смерти? Прищучили его, что ли?
She always looks at me like...
How does she look at you?
Что это тут за...
She wants me. I know it's wrong. But I thought, if anything ever happened to my brother...
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife.
But I just...
Just thinking of a sin is a sin. Pray to God for forgiveness and pray for the purity of your thoughts. The next time you meet that woman, say the Lord's prayer and
Как будто бы
remember the
«Отче наш» поможет это от желания бабы. Ну-ну.
Amen.
Thank you, Father.
Амен, амен.
Father, I need to ask you a few questions.
I don't have time for theological discussions, my son.
That's not why I'm here. My name's Henry, and I wanted to ask about the murder that happened recently. Someone killed and gutted a young maidservant and left her body lying by the city walls. And I hear it's not the first time this has happened.
Another one murdered. May the Lord grant her eternal rest. Why is it you ask?
Мы должны остановить
Somebody is
убийство.
murdering maids here. We have to put an end to it.
Yes, yes, but those poor souls are already at God's side, and revenge never...
I don't want revenge. I want to stop more killing. That's a better reason, isn't it?
True enough. What do you need to know?
One of the other victims was a girl named Yarka. But I reckon you know that, don't you? Where did you know Yarka from?
I knew her since she was a little girl. Knew her family.
And?
I was her uncle. When my brother and his wife died, I took care of her.
What can you tell me about her?
About Yarka. She was an ordinary girl. She served the von Groll family.
You raised her? A priest with a child?
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm not the first of the clergy to have a child on the side. But at least everyone knew Yarka wasn't my own daughter.
Что священник может знать о детях?
No offense, but how did you know what to do? Without a wife, without a family? I would have been lost.
I was a bit, son. When she was smaller, it was fine, but when she grew up a bit, maybe I was too hard on her.
Why do you think you were too hard on her?
Yarka was an orphan, with no family and no possessions. Her only chance of a good life was a good upbringing. And then, a husband. But the more I led her in that direction, the more she resisted me.
Угу. Привязку доме жила.
How does that even work? Did you have her with you at the presbytery?
When she was small, I could. But when she grew up, she had to go. It wouldn't look right.
You're well off, though. Couldn't you provide for her?
I couldn't. Even if she had been my very own. More so, since she was my brother's.
But how come?
The church's property always remains the church's. They keep a close eye on that.
Ну да. Если у тебя нет церковной власти, то хрен тебе шо кто позволит. Будь ты из духовенства.
How did she rebel against you?
She wouldn't listen. She ran away. She ran around with all sorts. And how did it turn out? She died. And in sin. Such a disgrace.
Disgrace? What the devil are you talking about?
She was pregnant! Even if she had lived, what then? Nobody would want to marry her anymore.
Who do you think killed her?
William, that pig of Satan.
He gambles in the tavern on All Saints' Day and leads the locals astray. Yaka always went there to listen to music. I'm sure he got her with child.
Why do you think it was William? Do you have any evidence?
Evidence? He's a skirt chaser, a tool of Satan. He messes with poor girls' heads.
And does anyone else come to mind? No other man spoke with her?
No, absolutely not.
Why don't you respect Lumiere?
That's my business. You needn't concern yourself. I won't tell you anything.
Но это важно.
But this is important. Do I look like someone who's asking out of curiosity?
All right.
Да пофиг, репутацию восстановим.
Accused me of her murder. Yes.
Церковника.
He slandered me in public.
Поэтому его и уволили.
How... What happened then?
It turned out he was deranged. How could he even think such a thing? He's finished in Kuttenberg.
I've heard enough, Father. I'll be going.
Son, I'll give you some good advice. Don't listen to Lumiere. That man has gone completely mad.
Не, ну священник с мечом вряд ли будет возиться. Если у него, конечно, не бурное прошлое. А там должен был кто-то, кто саблей хорошо владеет. Так. Сейчас теперь у нас 2 еще подозреваемых. Качмы. Воровка сденок. Ага. Все в одной стороне. И корчма у всех святых. Тут тоже какой-то тип. А где эта корчма? Император Карл. Железный орел. Царь Соломон. У висельника. Вороной жеребец. У всех святых вот она корчма. А ну давай-ка сюда.
Keep close to the others. It's not safe here.
Slowly. Nice and slow.
Все начинает закручиваться. Нужно еще, хочется еще найти действительно убийцу, не кого-то обвинить просто. Извините. Баба копытом случайно получила. В первой части за это вообще было наказание. Хорошо тут убрали. В первой части, если ты кого-то лошадью сбивал случайно, за тобой стража начинала сразу охотиться. Не то, похоже, не в ту сторону пошел.
Easy, good horse. Окровавленное платье вообще мы находили у этого. Кстати, да. Мы окровавленное платье находили вот в этой корчме. У мельника. Ой, у мельника, у местного чувака. Денщик. Кости внизу. Ты на частной территории, ладно.
Ja. Was möchtest du? What did you do before you opened the tavern?
Was? I was a freelance locksmith, if it interests you.
I heard you had a wife.
Mein Frau. God, and where'd you hear this?
Your wife died during the wedding?
Leave meine Frau out of this, du Schwein. Everybody's eating dirt now.
How did you get your tavern?
It's a long story.
Exactly. I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to make that much money.
When a man has a dream, but remember, nothing...
Good name for a tavern.
Natürlich. Warum auch nicht?
There have been a few saints here. Like Mary Magdalene, right?
Ganz recht. Sie ist meine Schutzheilig. Well, we all started out somehow.
У нас это еще успеем обвинить.
It happens. Just watch where you're going next time. What do you...
You can't just stroll around here without so much as a by your leave.
Ладно, я понял, что меня тут не любят. И говорить со мной тут не хотят. Ладно. Раз, короче, мне тут ничего не светит. То тогда идем в дыру.
Easy, easy. Nice and slow.
Так, нужно поговорить с корчмарем и с подельником воровки. Вот корчмар.
What are you here for, stranger?
В смысле незнакомец, уже знакомы.
What's new in the city?
Nothing much.
Did a Stanya work here?
Stanya? Maybe. It depends on who's asking.
My name's Henry.
Names don't interest me. The main thing is whether it's a good guest or a bad guest asking. What kind of guest are you?
What does it matter? I want you to tell me something, so you should tell me.
Kindly leave it up so. I'll ask.
I'm a good guest.
Really? Let's see. Do you know how to recognize a good guest?
I'll have some wine.
By the fact he spends a lot of coin?
Aye. I like talking to them kind of guests. A lot. So, what'll it be, my good man?
Ну давай. Десяточку.
What if I simply paid you and you tell me what I want to know?
Ask away.
I want to know if Stanya worked here.
She did. And she don't know more. What's it to you?
I heard she disappeared without a trace. So I'm trying to find out if anyone had anything to do with it.
It's possible. The chamber she was sleeping in here was totally ransacked. The door open. Everything emptied out. And Stanya was gone. All I found were bloody footprints.
Tell me something else.
First, you'll have another beer.
What?
If you want to ask, you have to drink.
You're quite the extortionist.
I prefer to be called an enterprising man of trade.
Тут не еврейские погромы нужно делать, а тут этих.
I don't want to pay you any more. I think you could answer my questions directly and not always try to wheedle money out of me. That makes it look like you might have some motive for keeping me from finding out anything about that murder.
Nonsense. How could you think that? Come on. Ask me anything you want.
О.
Did anybody see what actually happened when Stanya disappeared?
No, it was at night. Nobody saw or heard anything. The tavern tends to be empty at that hour. And you won't meet many people on the street, neither.
What was Stanya like? What can you tell me about her?
A bold woman. One has to be here. Everyone's ballsy here unless you nib it in the bud right away. She was hanging around a bard for a while. I don't know how close they were, but she also had another suitor.
Someone from the city?
No, a charcoal burner. I heard he was from somewhere in the, Vrchlitz Valley. I think his name was Barton?
Apart from those men, did anyone else know Stanya? I mean, more intimately?
Well, I got bad news for you. She had 2 close friends, but you won't get much out of either of them.
Why?
One was hit by a cart, even before Stanya disappeared. And she died. And the other one got married and moved away.
How did Stanya's room look?
The door was wide open. Most of her things were gone, but some remained. And there was blood all over the place.
Blood? Was there a lot?
Not so much, really. More like hand or footprints. But they were near everywhere. If someone done her in, they definitely didn't do it in that chamber.
Как будто бы она убежала.
What do you know about that bard?
What about him? He's a minstrel, a skirt chaser. What more can I say? He called himself William. As far as I know, he plays in the miners' tavern in the evenings. But sometimes he shows up here, too.
You think he might have been the one who...
Now that you mention it, he cleared out of town for a while and only came back not long ago. I know he met with some odd people and talked about God knows what, like bloody spies. Besides, you know what minstrels are like. Lasses just flock to them. And like they say, opportunity makes the thief.
Or in this case, a murderer. Where can I find this Barton?
I already told you. In the Vrchlitz Valley.
Could you be a bit more precise?
I don't know that bloke at all. All I know is he's a charcoal burner. So if I was you, I'd look somewhere around the charcoal kit.
That's all I need.
Так, обе девушки знакомы с этим музыкантом, который в кости играет. Сейчас узнаем, что у третьего. У подельника воровки.
Are you Sternad? The one that went with Zdena?
Who the fuck are you?
Just an ordinary bloke who has some questions.
Well then, piss off. You won't get any answers here. All you're gonna get here is a kick in the teeth.
Why so rash? That kind of attitude will do you no favours. Let's make a deal. You tell me everything you know about Zdena, and I'll make sure you're no worse for wear.
Ah. You're the lord what that whore robbed. Don't worry about it. She weren't nothing but a lying bitch.
So, if I understand correctly, we can make a deal?
For the right price, I'll tell you all I know.
Is this the right price?
You fucking bet it is. Ask away and I'll tell you everything.
What can you tell me about Zdena?
What do you want to hear? I try to keep her out of trouble, but there's just no helping some women.
So you were taking care of her?
Well, just in front of the others. Other than that, she did what she wanted. Always made her mind up and did things her own way.
So you weren't too fond of her?
Not really, no. But she did have a knack for making coin.
Where can I find Zdena?
Aye. That's what I like to fucking know too. Last time I saw her... Well, that'd be back when she managed to fleece you.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to find her.
I can well imagine. Well, she went to Ravstein Mill. It's quite a long ways away. She had some unfinished business with some bloke called Pine. Ain't nobody seen her since then.
Did she have any friends or lovers who'd know more? Did anybody come here to see her?
Who come to see that bitch? She was always off somewhere, seeing someone. Although, once...
Someone came to see her?
Well, aye. some stuffed frog came here once.
Опа.
All old and decrepit. He said he had some job for her. That she should leave behind her sinful life and all that shit. But he left empty-handed. She told him to go to hell.
Do you know who that priest was?
Some fucking Prokop or Pravoslav or some such shit. But that reminds me. I saw her a couple of times with another bastard. That fucking bard William.
Ощущение, как будто Вакунберг — это маленькая деревня, где все с друг другом знакомы.
What do you know about this priest?
Not much. Seems they knew each other from before. And he had some job for her somewhere. Serving as a maid or something. But she weren't stupid. She told him to fuck right off.
And did he go?
Aye, indeed. He didn't look like the kind of fella that would knock some sense into a woman. I think he just told her if she changed her mind to come and see him. Or some shit like that.
And could she have changed her mind and gone to him? And that's why nobody's seen her?
No, no. She took off. I'm sure about that.
And could she have run away with this bard, William?
With that lily-livered fop? Well, he ain't been seen in town for some time, but I think someone was out to get him. He still don't come here no more. He plucks that loot of his in the miners' tavern. The wee shit.
I've heard enough.
Бобби уже были знакомы со священником. Трое были знакомы с музыкантом. Ну, а комната. Спать, украсть. Крови нигде нету, значит, то не наше. Так, ладно. Сейчас посмотрим. Так, пока что нифига не понятно. Спросить музыканта. Ну-ка. Нет, музыканту пойдем, когда всех найдем. Если уж они знакомы. Тогда сейчас берем. Ой, тут новое задание еще появилось. Но это потом. Сейчас вот сюда садимся на лошадь и скачем. Сейчас доспех только оденем. Теперь за город выходим. Опа. Лошадь с людьми упала. Что это такое? Шляхтич. Панский тесак, бургундская шляпа, купеческий дублет, штаны, сыр, гроши. А у лошади драгунское седло. Только вот то, что они сверху упали, меня смущает. А ну-ка. Сейчас это все туда. Угу. Лошадка упала вот отсюда. Но здесь никого больше нету. Шо, Барбос, что-то учуял? А, это ты их же и учуял. Случайность или закономерность? Не, людей я больше не вижу. Походу случайно. Кто-то сюда как-то упал. Не справился с управлением лошадки. Может, пьяный был. Ну, раз так, ладно. А мы поехали дальше.
Quick!
Сюда.
You're mine! You fucker! Show your stuff!
Как раз разбойников встретили.
Too slow!
Вот и все. Каттенбруст хорош, снаряга хорошая уже у всех. Лук слабый. Угу. Мне эти бацаниты с носиком скоро некому продавать будет. Я уже всю городскую стражу ими могу, наверное, обеспечить. О, вот дуэльный длинный меч, хорошо. Он стоит дорого и легенький относительно. Ну, здесь ничего брать не будем. Да, если бы тут у торговцев были бесконечные деньги, можно было бы вообще хорошо подняться. Все одному продал и не паришься. А так еще искать надо. Кто купит, у кого при этом деньги будут. Это поселение углежогов.
I need to ask you something. I don't have time for that.
Старейшину спросить. Где старшой?
How was your trip?
The journey itself was great. No delays.
А вот он, Береза.
I'm looking for someone named Stanya.
You're in a charcoal camp, fella. What would a woman be doing here?
But you know Stanya, don't you?
Aye. You could say that. Why?
I'm looking for the killer of a girl in town. And I heard that someone also tried to kill this Stanya.
That's true. She told me something like that. But that was a long time ago.
So you don't know what became of her?
I really don't know, mate. But even if I did know, how can I be sure you aren't that killer?
I wouldn't be foolishly asking around for her then, would I?
Why not? How else would you find her?
Without getting seen by any witnesses.
What do you mean? What witnesses?
I mean you. If I tried anything, you'd remember me.
Well, that didn't occur to me. That would really be stupid of you.
I really only want to talk to her.
Sorry, but after all that happened to Stanya, I like to be careful.
So Stanya is here?
Aye. She's hiding with us.
Since
that thing happened, she's afraid to even go outside. I don't know what to do with her anymore.
Can I speak to her?
If it'll help you. She's hiding in that cottage, but be nice to her. She's in a bad way. She used to be such a gutsy girl. See you later.
То есть одна жива. Так, сейчас умоемся от крови, чтоб не пугать. И поговорим.
Who are you? How did you find me? If you came here to finish what you started, I'm not afraid of you. I'll claw your eyes out.
Don't be afraid. Barton told me where to find you.
Barton sent you to me. What do you want from me?
Lumir thought you were dead. I was supposed to find out what happened to you.
Lumir? From the rat house. He sent you.
Exactly. Someone killed a girl in Kuttenberg. Lumir thought it might be connected with you, so maybe you could help us find out who did it.
How can I help you when I haven't been in Kuttenberg since... I don't even know when.
You disappeared from the hole in the wall without saying goodbye. Without a word. What happened?
Someone attacked me when I was coming home from the baths one night. I managed to get away, but I was so afraid. I decided to run away from Kuttenberg.
Did you see who it was?
Not at all. I didn't see anything until he jumped out of the shadows and grabbed me around the neck. And he was terribly strong. I nearly blacked out right away.
And how did you manage to break free?
I had an empty pitcher in my hand, and I hit him with it. He howled and let me go, and I ran away.
Here? To the charcoal burners?
No, first to my room in the hole. I was so scared there. I took what I could and ran. Here, to Barton.
And your lover? What did he say?
At first he was horrified, because I had cut myself on a shard from the pitcher and was all bloody. He's been hiding me here since then.
What was it like working in the hole?
Well, I earned a few groschen, that I did, but I often had to grit my teeth.
How so?
Every single day I had to put up with their lewd remarks. Rich or poor, everyone wants to grope a girl. People, well, us girls have to watch out. We can't just put up with it, and sometimes we have to be tough, especially in a place like the hole. But you can't overdo it either. That's no good.
How so?
Because if you smile at them nicely, then sometimes they leave a groschen, or even two. You have to keep a balance. To look friendly, but unavailable.
You said that rich or poor, they all like to grope girls. Like who?
Truth be told, the hole isn't exactly a good place for a rich man, but young von Groll used to go there for a while.
Is that so? Did he talk to you?
He smiled at me a lot, so I smiled back, but beyond a few groschen, there was nothing more to it. Then this thieving wench started hanging around him and... oh, it doesn't matter. But that servant of his didn't like it, tried to drive her away, and so the young lord stopped bringing him with him.
Von Groller had a servant with him?
Aye, a pudgy fella, well-dressed, but had a mean face. He never said a word or smiled, or even said thank you.
Двое знакомы со священником, двое знакомы с шляхтичем, двое знакомы с этим, с музыкантом. Все разное.
You walked home from the baths at night?
What's so odd about that?
Well, at night, the baths are...
Ah, right. I went there after closing. I always brought the girls a pitcher of wine or ale and took a bath while they drank it.
Ah. So that's why you had the empty pitcher you hit him with?
Right. I went there regularly. Every week.
The same way every time?
Aye, always the same way. The shortest one. I didn't want to stay out too long at night.
And who knew that you went by yourself to the baths?
Well, everyone from the tavern, I reckon. I didn't hide it.
Why didn't you go back to the hole?
Just to get murdered there. I'm never going back there.
Do you remember anything important about the attacker? What he looked like? What he was wearing?
I don't know anything. It was at night. He grabbed me from behind, and then I ran and never turned back.
And what about when you hit him? What did he do?
He let me go and cursed.
Aha, and what did he say?
He said Scheisse in German.
Seems you're the only one to survive the killer's attack. I know it isn't easy for you to think about it, but try to remember something else about that moment, or when you were running away. Anything can help us, even if it seems insignificant.
I don't know. It's all like in a fog.
You were walking down the street. Did you notice anything before he attacked you?
No, nothing.
You didn't see anything or hear anything?
Actually, I knew the side street wasn't empty. I heard somebody talking, but when I looked, there was nobody there. So when somebody grabbed me, I completely froze.
Did you understand what they were talking about?
Not at all. But there were two voices. Two of them waiting for me there.
It's difficult, I understand. But I need you to think hard one more time. Aside from those voices and the empty street, what else do you remember?
I didn't hear him at all. And then he grabbed me.
And nothing else? Did he grab your hair?
Well, no. He grabbed me by the throat right away and squeezed. Just for a moment. But I still had a big bruise round my neck for weeks. Barton said the man must have had a terribly strong grip. Like a miner or swordsman.
Mm-hmm.
I heard William liked pretending to be a spy. Do you know anything about that?
Aye, I thought it pretty silly. A stupid trick to make himself seem more interesting. Though, I reckon he's more likely to attract an ass-kicking than a woman.
Couldn't it have been that innkeeper, then? You yourself said he's a pig.
Aye, when he drinks, he turns into a total bastard. All lewd remarks and groping fingers. The lecher. Only when I got to my room, I could hear him snoring. Couldn't have been him.
Отец Прокоп.
Couldn't it have been Father Prokop?
Father Prokop? I don't know him.
No, he's pretty old. He preaches in the Church of St. Peter and St. Paul.
I don't know him. And if he's an old man, how strong could his grip really be?
Ну да. Еще шляхтыч, получается, есть.
How are you now?
And I can't even really leave the house.
I reckon...
I'm sorry I'm not able to help you more.
You don't need to apologise.
Thank you. Could I ask you for a favour?
If it's in my...
When you catch that bastard, would you please let me know?
I'll stop by if I can.
I'll be with you.
То есть двое. Один делает дело, второй на шухере, что ли, стоит. Мечник. Больше о судьбе воровки с Дэны. Поехали дальше.
Quick! Quick!
Whoa.
God bless you, sir.
Are you Pine?
I am. Why?
I'm looking for his dinner.
I don't know any dinner.
Sternad said something different.
You're a friend of Sternad's, are you?
God forbid. That's all I need. A friend like that bastard. But he was the only one who really knew Zdenna.
You're right there. Zdenna was always cursing him. He was as lazy as a pig, but always wanted his share.
So you knew Zdenna? Can you tell me anything about her?
I know Zdenna all right, but she ain't been here in some time. Why are you looking for her? What do you want from her?
I'm looking for a... Back in the city, they think she's either dead or run off somewhere. And you're the last person to see her before she went missing.
Kurva.
What can you tell me about Zdenna?
She always had it hard. She lost her parents and her home as a child. She had to learn to take care of herself.
And what about Sternad? How does he fit into this?
Sternad was her guardian angel, as she used to say. If she hadn't been thieving with him, she probably would have ended up a whore. But by sharing with him, she could do what she wanted.
Uh-huh. I'm surprised she stuck with him as long as she did.
That's because she had a hideout somewhere nearby. That's why she'd come to me with her loot, before they taxed her on the spot. And the last time she was here, she said one more haul like this, and she'll be able to go wherever she wanted, to Prague or Vienna.
I heard she wanted to sell you some valuables. Is that true?
Oh, aye. She had a good haul, no rubbish. Mostly jewelry, rings, one signet ring with a coat of arms and everything. She left it all here. I paid her a pretty sum of coin. It was a good thing she had a basket with her, otherwise she couldn't have carried it all.
And what about that signet ring? Do you still have it?
She didn't sell me the ring. She wanted to keep it. Said it'd bring her luck someday.
Do you know what kind of luck she meant? Did you recognize the signet on the ring?
No, I didn't recognize that signet. But all the while, Zdenna was giggling to herself. I reckon she had her eye on another mark.
Where did she go next from here? You said she had a lot of coin on her.
That she did. She also had a feeling someone was following her. Someone on a horse.
Someone followed her on a horse from Kuttenberg. Did she say what he looked like?
She didn't. At first, she thought it was some wealthy lord out for a ride. But he held back. Never passed by her and...
And did you see him?
Еще один.
Did he come all the way here?
Богатей.
No. But Zdenna thought he would show. She even left her scarf here and paid some girl to walk around with it to make it look like she was still here.
And then where'd she go?
She wanted to go the back way, through the woods, so nobody could follow her. Past the woods is a road and a ford across a stream. Next to it is a huge boulder. When it rains, the water can rise fast.
Well, if it leads back to the road and there was really someone following her, I reckon if they saw she was long in returning, they could have waited for her at the ford, no?
Fuck! That's quite possible. I made a point of looking, but I didn't see any riders that day. So I forgot about it.
Is Denna's scarf? Do you still have it?
Aye. I wanted to give it back to her the next time she came.
Will you give it to me? I'll try having my dog track her down.
All the same to me. Here you go. But it's been a long time. I don't know if it will help.
And could it have been William?
And who would that be?
He's this bard she was seeing.
I don't know about that. I don't remember her mentioning nobody by that.
And could it have been Father Prokop?
What do I know? If he has a horse and fancy...
I heard he wanted to find her an honest job.
I don't know.
Well, I'll go and check out that fort.
I hope you don't. Farewell.
Так. Да, вот тут дорожечка. Через лесочек пойдем. И от брода пустим собачку по следу. О, кровавый
That has
след.
to be that ford Pike was talking about. I should take a look around here.
Так, тут у нас как будто бы повозка проехала. Ну это ладно. Нас интересует вот это вот кровавый след. Еще один. Еще. И вот сюда. Не, здесь не еще. Тогда отсюда пустим по следу отца. Или... А, вот. Дальше. Дальше. И вот она.
Poor thing. She didn't get very far. Ugh, she's been lying here a long time. At first glance, this body isn't as mutilated as the others. Unfortunately, I can't tell if somebody strangled her like the others. She's been lying here too long for that, but her head is smashed in. Either the murderer hit her with a rock, or dashed her hard against the ground. She must have put up a fight. Or maybe he lost his patience. Oh, she's all stuck to her clothes. They're torn up, but I don't see any cuts. The rips are odd. Like someone was looking for something. Oh, I can't make much out by now. It seems as if the fingers on her right hand
Кольцо
are
снимали.
broken.
Так что не факт, что даже вообще она имеет дело к убийце.
Or was he trying to get something out of her hand?
В данном случае, возможно, ее просто поймали за воровство.
Oh, something fell out of her. A signet ring. Oh, that must be the one she stole. But how did it get inside her? Did she swallow it herself? Or did the murderer shove it in there? Was she trying to hide it? Or was it punishment for stealing? Well, nothing. I'd say she put up a decent fight, and the killer had to improvise. And that's about all I can find out. She's probably been lying here a few weeks, but that ring is a good lead.
Ну, спросить музыканта.
Easy, good horse.
hold up. Am I supposed to open my mouth and wait for it to rain? I'll be with you,
Стражники. Ну давай, Барт.
It's William, right? I need to talk to you.
What is it? Do we know each other? Do I owe you money?
My name's Henry.
Не, хлипенький, не похож на
we don't know
сильного
each other,
душителя.
you don't owe me money. But we do have something in common. We have a lot of mutual friends.
What? What do you want of me? I don't have to talk to you.
You don't need to. I can go and chat with the guards instead. Tell them you're the one hurting those girls.
What? I don't have anything to do with any girls.
Really? You? A notorious skirt chaser? Do you think anyone will believe you?
I just got back to the city. I don't know what you're trying to pin on me, but whatever it is, I didn't do it.
But everyone remembers you. You better spit it out before someone points the finger at you.
Come on. All right, then. Ask away.
Did you know Alice?
I know a lot of Alices. You have to be more specific.
The one they found dead somewhere below the town walls.
Oh, her. I didn't know her, but I heard about it.
I heard she used to go to dances.
Yeah, and? I'm not the only musician in the city. I really didn't know her.
They say she had a rich young suitor. Do you know anything about that?
Молодой, да, богатый вряд ли.
Do I look rich to you? I get paid in food.
But you could at least pass yourself off as wealthy.
Or I could claim to be the Virgin Mary, but I doubt anyone would believe me.
And did you ever meet Yarka? It was a long time ago, but I heard she used to hang around you a lot. And Father Prokop didn't like it.
Oh, that one.
Filthy again. Damn it.
Aye, she was very keen on my company for a while, but then she stopped coming.
Because somebody killed her?
I know what happened was a tragedy, but it wasn't my fault. She stopped talking to me long before that. Honest.
And did you know she was pregnant?
What? Yarka was... That's horrible. Who would kill a pregnant woman?
That's what I'd like to find out. What about the unwilling father-to-be? It wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
What? Mine? I never even got under her skirt. We just flirted a bit, and then she stopped coming by.
And can you tell me anything else about it?
I don't know anything. It was a long time ago. You said so yourself.
And I hear you knew Stanya.
Which one do you mean?
The alehouse wench from the hole. I heard you had something with her too.
Well, she batted her eyes at me a couple of times when I was still playing there. A nice girl, but I didn't know her much.
Someone wanted to kill her.
What? Her? Yeah, but... What does that have to do with me? It wasn't me, and I don't know anybody who'd want to do...
Well, the innkeeper Mole told me a different story. He said you were the one coming on to her.
Fine, we had a bit of fun together. But she was always the one who started it.
Before she gave you the boot for an ordinary charcoal burner.
That's not true. She'd been seeing that charcoal burner long before she met me.
And you didn't mind?
Why should I? I didn't want to marry her.
So what did you want from her then?
You're yanking my pizzle, right? Of course I wanted to fuck her, but no, we never got around to it.
And what about Zdena? You knew her, right?
Do I know Zdena? As wild as the wind and always full of life. And those nimble fingers. You always had to check your purse around her.
Did she steal something from you?
A traveling minstrel doesn't have much to steal, but she was well aware of that. She was on the lookout for some better prey.
Well, Zdena's days of stealing are over.
They caught her. I told her she'd be better off traveling the world with me.
And worse. Someone killed her. It's been a while now.
So her too? Jesus Christ.
I'm afraid so. I'm sorry.
Thanks. Though it should have occurred to me since you're asking about her.
You don't happen to know who she wanted to rob?
There were lots. Anyone she thought was rich enough who let her ply her charms for a while. Like young von Groller. When he started coming here, she got to him right away. Said she was gonna rob him blind.
And might she have stolen a ring from him?
I don't know. I had to disappear before she succeeded. Look, why are you asking me about all this? You don't seriously think I killed her, do you?
Well, you did know them all.
And? I'm surely not the only one.
That may be true. But everybody knows you're a skirt chaser, and they were all pretty girls. And now, they're dead.
But I had nothing to do with it!
So you didn't do anything to them?
Что он может сделать?
No! Why would I? What would I get out of it? It doesn't make any sense. It goes against God.
You dare invoke God?
I admit, I'm no saint, but for Christ's sake, I'd never kill anybody.
Да ладно, что он может там сделать? На мечника он не похож, на сильного
If
тоже.
any clue leads me back here to you, I won't give you a second chance.
You won't hear about me again, I swear to God.
Так.
Slowly. Nice and slow.
Перейдем к местному Холмсу Ватсону. Я так и не определился, кто он. Но бухает сильно. Так, знатный паныч еще непонятный. С ним тоже надо будет разобраться. Да, вот, рассказать Лепольду о расследовании.
Nice and slow. Whoa!
I'm sorry.
Так, сохраняемся. Можно еще у Лепольда тут осмотреться, конечно. Ну, нет, здесь ничего у него нету. Ну, давай, Лепорт, поговорим.
I found out some interesting things about those murders. Just like you said.
That's wonderful news. But wait a while. I promised Catherine we'd wait for her.
You know Catherine?
She came to see me soon after you did, and started asking me questions. Just like you.
Will you send for her? So, we're all here.
I hope nobody else shows up. How did it go?
I reckon I've found out all I can.
And do you know who the murderer is?
Not exactly, but I have a few ideas.
I've asked around a bit, and I have my own suspicions.
Думаем, что шляхтич.
See, I was trying to recall some more details, and I had someone come to mind as well.
Oh, I didn't do all this for nothing, did I?
Well,
Well? Who do you suspect now?
Well, I'd say William did it. The minstrel.
You can't be serious. He's innocent.
Он лох.
Uh-huh. And who do you think it was?
Prokop. I'm sure of it.
No. Really? That's impossible. It couldn't have been him.
So I see we disagree. Too bad. We could have been done with it quickly.
Well, who do you think it was then?
I'm not entirely sure. First, I'll tell you what I found out, and then it might be easier for us.
Go on then. Starting with who?
Так.
I managed to find Stena.
By the sound of it, you didn't find her alive, did you?
No. Unfortunately, she's dead.
And where did you find her?
Pretty far away. Near the mill she used to sell things at. Someone caught her in the forest when she was coming home with a load of coin and killed her. I reckon she put up a hell of a fight. So the killer got nervous and ended things quickly.
So he didn't strangle or mutilate her?
She'd been lying in the woods for a long time, so I couldn't really tell. But he definitely didn't hack her up like the others. Zdena tried to rob young von Grolle. It's possible she succeeded.
Von Grolle? Yarka worked for them, didn't she?
Ah, that whole family is suspicious.
Assumptions. Nothing more.
I'd say it's pretty obvious. Why else would I have found that ring on her?
They just left the ring by her body? That's odd, isn't it?
It wasn't by her body. It was inside of it. I don't know if she swallowed it herself or someone shoved it in her.
Ah, that's awful. But I can't say it surprises me.
Judging by what her accomplice said, she robbed someone good. She had so much jewelry on her, she could hardly carry it. And what's odd is when she was murdered, the killer left her basket of valuables behind.
So I reckon he didn't kill her for the money.
She said someone followed her on horseback from Kuttenberg. She tried to lose him, but apparently wasn't able to.
On horseback? I don't suppose she described him, did she?
Only as a wealthy type who never got too close.
Ah, that doesn't fit in with the previous murders.
Father Prokop came looking for Zdena and nearly cursed her on the spot.
What did he have in common with a thief?
He had also looked after her, but unlike Yarka, she ended up on the street, and he took it badly. I managed to find Stanya.
Alive? You found her alive?
I did. Alive and well. Hiding with the charcoal burners.
So, she's not one of our victims?
She is. She just managed to escape the killer. She said she was attacked on her way home from the baths. She heard somebody talking in a side street, but it was empty. But when she walked by, someone grabbed her by the throat and started strangling her.
And how did she manage to get away?
She was holding an empty pitcher, and she smashed the killer in the face with it. He either got startled or hurt, but he let her go.
Did she get a look at him? Did she take his eye out or something?
No, she didn't stop to find out. Just ran. Which is probably why she survived.
And what about the blood in the bedroom?
She cut her hand on the broken pitcher. She didn't stay in her room for long. She was still so scared that she grabbed her things and ran off to her beloved charcoal burner. She also said she was sure it wasn't Mole. He may be a pig, but the evening she ran home, he was in bed snoring. She said she returned from the baths in the evening regularly, and somebody knew exactly which way she would take and where to wait for her.
You mean someone followed her beforehand to figure out where to ambush her?
Who knew that she went to the baths?
Apparently everyone in the tavern. She didn't hide the fact. Well, according to Stanya, the murderer had a terribly strong grip. Her neck was bruised for almost a month.
Doesn't almost every man have a strong grip?
Depending on what they take in hand every day. A tankard, a quill, or a hammer.
Except none of our suspects are miners or blacksmiths, eh? Besides that, she also recalled hearing two voices in the alley. Someone was talking to the killer.
So we have a witness. Now, just to find him.
Or an accomplice. If I remember correctly, the other one must have seen the whole thing, right? And he didn't go to report it.
According to Stanya, the murderer didn't say a word the entire time.
That's strange, right? I'd expect him to at least call her a whore.
The only word he uttered was when she smashed him in the face with the pitcher. He said Scheisse.
So, we're looking for a German?
Even I say Scheisse sometimes, and I'm not German.
I asked Stanya if she knew Prokop. She said no.
Maybe she just doesn't remember him. Or he gave a different name, or...
I don't think Father Prokop is the type to frequent the worst tavern in Kuttenberg.
Stanya admitted that she knows William. He flirted with her and tried to get to know her better, but nothing came of it.
And that's probably why he wanted to kill her. And likely rape her before that.
Well, perhaps, but Stanya doesn't think so. She's sure it wasn't William, and no matter what they say about him, in her eyes he's a good lad. And that's all that Stanya told me.
I'm so glad that girl is alive.
Me too. At least someone's had a little luck. Does she want to come back, or will she stay with the charcoal burners?
I don't think she'll come back. She's so scared now they'll come back for her, she doesn't even leave the house. Let's talk about Yarka, the one raised by Father Prokop.
What did you learn about her?
Prokop didn't just raise her out of the goodness of his heart. He was actually her uncle.
Really? But he still could have killed her.
His own relative?
Why not? He's a priest. I'm sure he knows the story of Cain and Abel.
Prokop also admitted that he didn't know how to handle her, and perhaps he was too strict.
What do you expect from a Bible thumper? Man punishes and God forgives. It never occurs to them that if man didn't punish, God wouldn't have to forgive.
Well, maybe I wouldn't hold it against him. He really tried to make sure she was well taken care of. He wanted to find her a husband, too.
And did you learn who he found?
No. I think it fell apart when Yarka started rebelling. Yarka started working for the von Grolle family, where she remained until her death.
I was there to ask whether she'd given them any trouble, but they said she was always thorough and reliable.
Ah, so what's the story with von Grolls?
A very wealthy and important family. The mother is quite devout, known to spend a lot of time in prayer. Old von Groller's been sick for years. Can't even get out of bed.
So, who runs affairs?
That would be young Hendel. They say he's quite successful.
And now, most importantly, Yarka was pregnant when they killed her.
I didn't know that. Do you know for sure? So they gutted her?
To make it impossible to tell she was pregnant? I wouldn't be surprised.
May God forgive us.
Do you know who she was pregnant with? Because if we know who the father is, we'll likely know who the killer is.
She didn't tell Prokop.
It had to be someone from those dances. Maybe William.
Before her death, I heard she often went to dances.
There's nothing wrong or surprising about that. But maybe she found someone there.
Maybe. Prokop was convinced that she went to see William. That was actually the only name he mentioned.
That doesn't mean anything.
It means she had some relationship with William, or at least knew him.
Prokop is convinced that she was murdered by that bard, William.
And I agree with him. I heard the daughters of important men come to see him. It even went so far he had to flee the city. And the moment he's back, there's another murder.
Really? But I found out you accused Prokop first, Lumir.
What? Why?
It doesn't matter. It was a mistake, and I paid for it.
And were you as sure then as you are now about William?
I don't think so. But he's a skirt chaser. If he got Yarka pregnant, then...
Perhaps. But why would he kill and mutilate her? He could have just run away.
But then he could never come back.
Why not? He could come back a year later, once things have died down, the child would be born, the shame forgotten, and nobody would bring it up again.
I suppose that makes sense. That's all I was able to find out.
You still found out more than I did.
But it's not enough. We still don't know who the killer is.
But we can agree that she was killed because of her pregnancy, can't we?
Agreed. Somebody got rid of her to make sure nobody found out she was pregnant.
I'm sure William wanted...
William isn't the only man with a prick. And he certainly didn't use it to strangle her to death.
Such language. What are you trying to say?
That making babies and murdering folks require different tools.
But who would it be if not the father?
Someone who stood to lose something because of the child. Money, reputation, honor.
Freedom? My mouth is starting to hurt from all this blabbering.
So are my ears and head.
Come now, we're nearly there. We just need to find our suspect. So, Henry, who do you think did it?
I suspect one of the Von Grollers.
What leads you to think that?
Are you sure it wasn't William?
Alice had a young and wealthy suitor, and young Von Groller fits both descriptions.
True, true.
We could be getting somewhere.
Yarka was their maidservant until she started rebelling, right?
Yes. Do you think she was rebelling because of someone in particular?
Perhaps the young lord?
That's possible.
Yarka was pregnant, and if the father was young Von Groller, it would make sense if he got rid of her.
Sakura, you're right.
But William could have fucked her too. Just saying.
Zdeno was followed by someone on a horse. Von Groller could afford a horse.
That's not so sure, is it? And maybe the horse was stolen or borrowed.
But it certainly worsens the case for him. That much is true.
Zdeno robbed Von Groller.
That's true.
It's all coming together, isn't it?
And that's all I can pin on him.
So, do we agree that it was young Von Groll?
Well, old Von Groller can't do much now, can he?
So do we really agree that our most likely suspect is young Von Groller?
Aye. I agree.
I don't have a problem with it. Little rich boys are capable of anything. But what are we gonna do about it? Our suspicions aren't enough.
They'll just laugh at us without something more tangible.
So, you want to search their house?
There's nothing else we can do. There must be a clever way to do it.
We have to find some evidence. None of our conjecture is enough. What will we do?
You could sneak in there.
Or break in.
Catherine, that's not necessary. The young lad wants to learn swordsmanship, and the old one is sick and always calling for a physician.
So I can either pretend to be a sawbones, or a swordsman, or break in? That's a lot of options.
You're a clever lad. You'll figure it out.
Так, ну у нас есть основной подозреваемый маньячелло. Это юный шляхтыч. Вроде как и мечник. Ну, хочет научиться, то есть обучен. Возможно, он молодой, сильный. Гроши есть. Ну, в общем, пока что ко всему подходит. Пробраться к ним домой. Пробраться в дом. Осмотреть комнату юного фон Гролля. Ну, дальше основной сюжет уже. Ну, пожалуй, с этим будем уже разбираться в следующий раз. Сейчас сохраняемся. И будем тогда завтра, да, скорее всего, завтра искать этого убийцу дальше. Проберемся в особнячок, посмотрим, каким способом. И очистим этот город от злодеяний. Будем местным битманом. А так, всем спасибо, кто сегодня присутствовал. Всем пока, до новых встреч.